I'll just walk off into the field again if I need to.
Field of Dreams.
Okay.
No? All right.
Well, if I can go digging, I can maybe find some gold.
You might be able to find some gold.
I'm good at digging.
Why isn't this going?
It looks like you're hosting someone right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going through the regular Twitch motions. It's a bunch of clicks.
And we're here! Hooray! Sorry, it took a while for loading this time for whatever reason. Hey neighbors, and welcome to the first full-fledged episode of Initiative Coffee Company Presents In the Red. We don't have a tagline for it yet, but I'm sure we'll get there soon. 4 people trying to just eke out a living in an abandoned region while avoiding organized religious-based crime. I don't know. It'll get better. We'll workshop that. Last time we kind of spent some time meeting our 4 characters, Kiv, Morty, Spit, and Dimitri. That was, I think, that was a blast. I got some positive reception from folks kind of all over, both on the internets and the players themselves, which is always a positive. I'm pretty happy about that. We learned some interesting things about our characters, much to their maybe chagrin or dismay or delight. Who knows? We learned some spice tolerances, and we learned some shenanigans that ensued. But most importantly, we learned how our group of unfortunate adventurers acquired a debt with the hefty sum of 11,000 gold pieces. And it's apparently because they sacked a temple, albeit accidentally. But it was not a forgiving deity and or priest. So they are on their mission to earn 11,000 gold to clear their name currently. We'll see how interest applies if they slack, but who knows? To that end, last week we overcame a minor obstacle in the broken wheel of a cart. And in doing so, learned that...
Learn that. Yep.
Just a minute. Sorry, the stream crashed. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
I saw the hiccup as well.
Let's see. Oh, that's better. We acquired a debt of 11,000 gold from a priest to a temple, which is a rare thing in the setting, as well as fixed a wagon wheel with Spit's extra sticky spit and some rope, which good for him. That's a thing we learned about Spit, is that his spit is extra sticky. It's kind of where we're picking up. I think you guys were planning on heading you saw in the distance, kind of like a tower of a town. You're not sure if that is an intact tower or town for that matter. But you saw off in the distance the evidence of what might be a town where you can possibly provide a permanent fix for your cart, as well as just be in a place with people, the safety of a community, those kinds of things. We can go to the map briefly. You guys are kind of up in the northeast along the road. And it's kind of where we're going to pick up. So, at that, what would you guys like to do?
Well, how's our mule doing there?
Jeffrey is doing great.
Jeffrey's all right. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's pretty excited to kind of be out and moving around.
And no longer carrying at least upward movement of the cart that we had. Now he's just doing horizontal movement, so it's way easier.
That's true.
Got wheels.
Yeah, yeah, that helps.
I would vote to go to the town.
Yeah,
That more likely to get gigs, get some money going.
Sure.
sounds good.
Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Did Spit see anything because I know he was very alert and astute the last time. before we
Yeah,
left
so Spit did some investigating and came to the conclusion that whoever set up that this wagon trap was a trap rather than an accidental pothole. It looked like it was intentionally dug out for the sake of waylaying unsuspecting travelers. That is what you have learned thus far. I don't know how you want to proceed with that information, but that's where you're at.
I'd
Alright,
like
yeah,
to
we-
get away from all the traps.
Yeah, I think us getting over to town is a perfect idea.
Sure.
Yep.
Good idea.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. So I need someone to give me a handle animal check to get this very stubborn mule Jeffrey, Geoffrey. The extra E is important.
Morty, you're pretty good at that, right? I'm +5.
Yes, I got +6.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
I'm gonna let you do that.
Are you giving me? Are you aiding me on that, or just by myself? I don't know. That's up to Brian.
I can assist if
If
anything.
you're trained, you can assist. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it. Big money. 20 even.
Okay.
11.
Well, assisting gives him
Assist is
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you are successfully plotting Jeffrey along. Is there anything you guys kind of want to do while you're traveling? I mean, this is going to be a pretty tedious trip / episode if you guys are just going to push the mule for the next 2 hours here of stream time. What else would you like to do?
What was the travel distance to this town? Was it a day, 2 days?
Let me take a look.
6 or 7.
I believe I linked the map in the side chat for the Zoom for you guys. Let me take a peek at the map.
Sweet.
It's about just under. You get the general idea. It's about 6 days. You can go about 7 or 8 miles in a day with this cart. Obviously, like if you were on horses, it would be much faster. But the mule pulling a cart is obviously going to be much slower. So you get about 7 miles a day or so. So you get the idea. It's about, I don't know, what's 40-ish miles.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
You could
so
probably
is
push
there-
it and make some extra time that way. Maybe
Yeah,
up to
Jeffrey
10.
probably wouldn't be very happy with us doing his job.
Especially on an already damaged wheel, it might not be the best plan either. So
Yeah. Can we take a look around and see if there's any closer places where people might exist?
The other thing is the Emerald Blades. You mentioned that there are occasional outposts that are maybe on or around the roads.
there can be, yeah. Unfortunately, your map doesn't have any of those on it because your map predates the
Sure.
inauguration of the Emerald Blades, right? This is kind
So
of
we
an
just
older,
gotta look
outdated
around.
map.
Yeah, we're doing a good old look aroundsies.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah, all perception. I've got +8 on that.
Oh,
Or
Anyone want to like do this
Absolutely.
behind me?
I do. I'll give you the old.
Allow it.
Yeah.
How about this, Morty? Get on Dimitri's shoulders and see if you could see anything behind me.
We are turning into a Zord. We're getting better and
I
stronger.
imagine when you assist in perception, you're like, oh, it's kind of like in this situation, it'd be like, oh,
Not that
towns will probably be along a road, so we should look at
Sure.
the distance of the road. Maybe across, we might see a farm or something that could be useful. Let's try to like check for those kinds of things
Yeah.
rather than just like I go like this. Will I assist you and put another hand in front to double
blocking the sun.
to double this to have the sun problems even further?
Listen,
You know.
Morty
Oh,
really
is
needs
it
to
daytime
block the
right
sun
now?
out.
It is daytime, yeah.
Do I have to roll at disadvantage?
You do, yeah. You are a kobold with sunlight sensitivity.
Does anyone have a better plus than plus?
But it would be a
plus
flat
6,
roll
but-
because Morty is assisting
Yeah.
you.
Oh
so-
yeah, here we go. That'd be a 16.
16. Yeah, so you're kind of looking around and like that seems to be the nearest town. You know, even in the height of kind of this region's prominence, it was still an agrarian state, right? Like it was the breadbasket of the continent. So like there are wide swept areas of land that like don't always have like if you're traveling from like town to town, there's probably an expectation, even at the best of times, that you were going to be camping out a couple of nights. Admittedly, like when Bell was prominent, they probably had wagons and not a two-wheeled cart, so they had some shelter and those kind of things to deal with. But circumstances such as they are have not given you those benefits. So here we are, 12 years later after the map is made, dealing with the elements and everything else.
I know they were just searching for like towns and things of that nature. Can I do a perception check for things like, because if it is a farming area, there's a possibility that whenever they were like raking up the fields, that they might have put stones and piles and things of that nature to get them out of the way. Can I like search for like any piles of things, stuff that's higher than the grass?
Sure, yeah, that's a good
near
idea.
distance.
Give me a perception check on that.
All right, let's see here. 18.
18, yeah. So you see a couple of like stone piles. They look more, how do I say this? They look more organized than just a pile of stones pulled out of a field. So they look almost like roadside, like not like shrines, but like memorials, almost.
Ooh.
And you're from where you are, you can't really. There's not like you can't see any writing or anything, and maybe there isn't writing, right? But they're mostly along the road.
Where's the nearest one?
Probably about 2 miles up.
Do we want to inspect this? If it's
I mean-
along the road, then it's
You may
not
as
really
well.
taking us.
Yep.
You also see
All
like
right, Jeffrey.
you also see a copse of trees, kind of to the south side of the road, kind of near it. If you want shade, I don't know.
Yeah. No. I'd say let's continue
Bright
down
out,
on
huh?
the road and see if we sense anything along the way.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. It takes about, I don't know, about an hour or so for you guys to like get moving again. You have just fixed this wheel and you're kind of probably taking it easy on it just to like make sure it can get up to speed appropriately without like, you know, you've not really done a tried and true test of spit, frankly. You don't know exactly how strong the hold is on that oddly adhesive and adherent saliva. So you're kind of going a little bit slower, getting up to speed. You get to one of these like piles of rocks across from this copse of trees, and you notice a small like inscription, and it says the fall of, and there's like a name there that probably is like a family name or like a farm, like a community's someone from a community. And so what I need from you is Kiv. What is that family name?
That family name. Oh boy. Let's see.
Just hope it's not that one.
That would be the Statoria family.
Statoria, Statori.
Torea.
EA. Statoria. All right, good enough. And
FantasyNameGenerator.com is great.
there you go.
At least it's not used to Claude Bottom. Like
That
It's-
was
it's not
100%
used
me.
to
it's just his family's burial site right here.
Right. So you're not sure if it's like a burial site or if it's just like where maybe someone was like killed on the road or something. Something happened here with the Stratoria family, and they've kind of marked it with these stones. You see throughout the region, like probably more than you would feel good about, knowing like that it's probably based off a bad thing. Like clearly this region has had its own history of death and destruction, and you wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case, right? Like if this wasn't an unstable region that had been sacked, there probably wouldn't be so much opportunity for loot. So it's clearly a memorial to someone of the Statoria family.
Does it seem like these little memorials that are set up, do they seem recent? Or are they like aged and
Sure, make
in
an
weeds and
investigation check.
stuff? Let's see. I got +0. This is going to be great.
Big.
11.
Yeah, they've kind of sunken into the ground a bit, so you get the idea that they've been here a while.
The other follow up to that is they look disturbed. Like there is looters that are around. Have people been maintaining the sanctity of somebody's death, or are they
Sure.
like clear like?
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like a burial site, right? It looks like a memorial to an event rather
Memorial
than
to an
like
event.
where someone was buried. So they look like they haven't been disturbed, but that is probably because you wouldn't expect there to be anything valuable here.
So as we're kind of walking along, is there a way that like I'm guessing that it's sort of like we're on the road and then next to the road is like fields and things like that. Is there a way that I can kind of like sort of mosey into the field and out, just kind of try to see if I come across anything else that seems not necessarily out of place, but I guess sort of in that same theme of these memorials that are here?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
2 and awesome.
There's a lot of tall grass, and you
Yeah.
kind of like start wading through the tall grass. You like trip over a rock, and you're like
Yeah.
but you don't really see anything that seems relevant or valuable or in line with these markers.
And you mentioned that there were a whole bunch of trees on the southern side of the road.
Yeah, like kind of definitely wouldn't call it a forest, but it's like a small area of maybe a few dozen, maybe up to 100 trees, kind of like
Regrowth area almost.
yeah.
That's all overgrowth.
I was going to say, like, is it, does it look like that there's a certain pattern of the trees? Like they
It
were
doesn't look
intentionally put that way, or is it
intentional.
natural?
No, it just
Okay.
looks natural, just kind of
A natural clump.
yeah, a clump of trees that might sprout up in unkept land,
Gotcha.
Mhm.
You do kind of see there's a couple of like ridges, one kind of like straight north of you and one a little bit northwest of you. But other than that, it all looks kind of open.
The next question is: do we look like we are in like an ambushable area here? Like, you're saying there's easily places to hide. Is it like? I guess that's what I would start looking for. Like, it seems
Sure,
awfully
yeah.
nice, and then I could just see like Kiv just like eat it into the grass almost for a moment. Like, oh my goodness! Like,
Well, she just
Like-
chipped over another rock.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
more so like the and like it's like someone gets pulled down kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's feeling I just saw.
So I'm about to die, is what you're telling me.
18.
18. Funny you should ask, because You notice a little bit of movement in the trees, and you kind of see something coming over one of the ridges. And it's a little bit disconcerting because it looks like there are 3 mounted riders coming down off one of the ridges. And then you kind of look to your due north, and it looks like there's another mounted rider, like galloping in on his horse, from due north of you. And if you guys want to take your attention to the Roll20 map, I'm gonna need you guys to roll for initiative.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean that. Can I retcon that back, please?
Thank you,
No.
Jake.
I got nervous.
For
You should be.
for what it's worth, that was exactly where I was gonna drive it to. I'd be like, I'm gonna go into the forest.
Ooh. And initiative bonus
Is
is
that
Your dex.
It defaults to Dex, yeah.
it defaults to Dex. Okay.
Ah.
I got an 11.
It got a 6.
Okay.
Guess who rolled a natural 1?
Is
You
it
did
Morty?
it!
I bet it was Morty.
Not Morty.
Oh, it was me.
I rolled a 2 up to a 4.
All right.
Cool.
Spit.
Well, it's nice knowing you guys. Have fun tonight. See ya, everyone.
You did trip over a rock.
I am now going to be asking lots of questions about spell speeds.
Please, and good. That's why we are here. If you do have questions, feel free to ask. I guess we didn't mention it last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess, last fortnight. Ooh, using big, fancy old terms. But Spit and Dimitri are fairly new to the game and will hopefully be asking many questions that will be useful for anybody who's just trying to get into the hobby for the first time. So that is what we will do. Jake, I need you to sit in one place in your chair and not swivel back and forth in front of your monitor
apologize.
because I have to constantly adjust your frame. And I
Zoom
don't
me
like
out
it.
then.
No, I don't want to. I want everyone to see your pretty face.
I don't.
Morty
I'm trying my best to sit still.
and Kiv. So if you guys check this, the Roll20 chat, the initiative is set up there. The first thing that happens is the captain. Let's get you guys on the board here.
So you said that's the initiative order?
Yes.
I did say I rolled a 6.
Yes.
Everyone rolled bad, including the bandits, apparently.
Wait,
Yes.
but I thought I had way higher.
Then
'cause
I
had-
flipped them, and you should alternate because I did
Gotcha.
it by accident.
Okay.
But first is going to be this bandit captain coming down from the north. I'm sorry, a bandit coming down from the north, and he will ride his horse toward you.
Ooh.
I don't like that.
And that will be his round. The other bandits, you notice movement in these trees, and 2 bandits come out of the trees.
Goodness gracious.
And then
Are these-
from
Are these 5-foot squares or 10-foot squares?
they are 5-foot squares. And then from up on the ridge on the far side of the map, you notice 3 more bandits come down.
Yeah, they're pretty far down there. But they're coming.
Oh goodness.
And when I
He,
stop
Apparently he
struggling
was-
so badly with Roll20, everything will be better. But
he was so fast his horse left him.
it's true. Cool. And so that is where that will be. And then you notice from the trees someone who looks a bit burlier, a bit stouter, clearly seems to be in charge, comes out of the trees on his horse and that will be their turn. Next is Spit. You are
Dimitri. We'll go Dimitri.
Oh, sorry, Dimitri. You are quickly being surrounded.
All right. Is there a diplomatic way we can go about this, or do they seem aggressive?
They seem like they're going to kill you and steal your stuff.
Dang.
All right.
Swords are weapons are drawn. It looks not great.
All right. So, how fast am I able to cast something like a fog cloud, or is it windy right now?
It is not currently windy. No, it's pretty still.
So, how fast? Like, if I was to cast a fog cloud,
it would show up this turn as your standard action.
And then would that be able to grant us cover to run or help us?
I mean,
in
fog
any
cloud
way?
stays put. It would obscure you, so they get disadvantage on attack rolls. It would also obscure your vision, so you would get disadvantage on attack rolls.
All right. I can't just do my smoke bomb and disappear.
No. It might be a better situation if you were like in a building to like use a fog cloud to escape, but in a large open field, a 20 by 20 foot radius of fog, at some point you're going to leave that fog cloud. So,
Yeah.
You also have that busted up wagon wheel that we probably can't go anywhere quick with.
Yeah. So since it looks like they are aggressive towards us, I guess I will. That one that looks to be just north of us there, the solo guy. If I was going to do something like an ensnaring strike, would I be able to cast that and then fire at him with my bow?
Yeah, so
or
ensnaring strike is a bonus action. So I guess to go back to basics, in combat you have 3 things you can do every turn on your turn. So you have a move, an action, and a bonus action. Ensnaring strike, most spells are actions. Ensnaring strike is actually a bonus action. So you can cast ensnaring strike and then use your action to attack this round.
Okay. So then because I feel like I don't want to move because we got Jeffrey here. Don't want him to be in danger. So let me do my bonus action to cast ensnaring strike.
Okay.
And then I will use my bow, my longbow that I have, to attack that. I guess if I attack his horse, would that ensnare the horse if it lands?
If you hit the horse, it will ensnare the horse. If you hit the rider, it will ensnare the rider, leaving the horse free. Either of which could have hilarious consequences.
The ensnaring, is that coming from the ground? And
so it's like vines and things that kind of reach out and grasp.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see how well my marksmanship is, and I will attack. I will go for the rider.
Sure.
So I need to roll a d20, and then that's archery?
It's so the hit with a ranged attack, it is your dex bonus plus your proficiency modifier plus a d20 roll. So right now I think your proficiency modifier is a +3.
Yes.
And so it would be that plus your dex plus a d20 roll.
All right. Let's see what this does, because this is going to be fun. All right. It will be a 17.
17 definitely hits.
Awesome. So now I roll a...
For a longbow, you're going to roll a d8 and add your dexterity bonus for damage.
Wait, make sure I have the right d8. Well, there's my 1, so that's...
Woo! You did it!
Get that out of the way.
All right, so that's 1 plus 4, so 5 damage.
5? Okay.
And then I guess ensnaring strike hits?
It does, yeah. He gets a save, I think, for ensnaring strike.
He must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by magical vines until the spell ends.
What is your save DC?
Is that
It'll be 8
spell?
plus your wisdom modifier plus
3
3
in this case.
plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, 8 plus 3 plus 3. So my wisdom is plus 3. So
So 14?
14. Yes.
Yeah. So he rolled a 10. So he is ensnared by these vines that have reached out of the ground. Yes. Spit, it is your turn now.
All right. So let's see here. I could say things out loud without, like, that's me in passing doing things, right?
Within reason, yes.
Okay. So
If you
Thanks
abuse it,
to-
we'll have a chat.
no worries. So thanks to what Morty remembers of our past, I go, don't worry, guys. You know we totally have this. Everyone needs to stand down. And I, like, push my hands out like this. So so that's my I'm speaking to everyone because I'm a very, very inspirational speaker,
Sure.
apparently, according to Morty.
I felt it.
So I completely agree that Jeffrey needs to be protected, for sure. So although I'd love to be able to
Can
move
I
about.
just interrupt briefly and say that this is the first time I have ever run a game where anyone has given a shit about their horse. This is bonkers and delightful.
Jeffrey,
I love
Jeffrey
it
is
so much
special.
because
You know
all
why?
the time people are like, "I'm gonna abandon my horse and go in this dungeon for 6 days. He'll probably be there when I get out." And I'm like, "Is there a magical like animal keeper that
yeah.
comes to horse sit for you? What
You
are
put it in
talking
your
about?"
horse pocket. That's what you do. But the thing is this isn't a horse. So we don't know how we're gonna act with a horse. This is a mule. So
That's
this mule's
true.
important to us.
Yes.
We don't know. The horse thing could totally go out the wayside. As long as
true.
Jeffrey's
True.
with us, Jeffrey the mule will be good to go.
Mhm.
Jeffrey will always be with us on the inside.
What's Jeffrey's initiative in all of this? Is he helping at all?
So here's what I will tell: if you want to use Jeffrey as a
No, I'm
combatant,
good. No.
that's fine, but I will kill him. He has a degree of safety until you start using him in combat.
Don't threaten
Right.
Jeffrey.
Can we use him like for finishing moves?
Maybe we'll see.
We crit him and he just like
Alright.
side swipes somebody.
Only
with the
because I
card.
like the idea of mule fatalities, but that's fine.
So, so I see behind me that Dimitri has gone ahead and taken care of the guy that's on to the north of us. So I'm going to handle the one that's directly south of us, closest to me, and I am going to cast as an arcane trickster. I will cast the cantrip Ray of Frost.
Okay. On the horse or the rider?
On the horse.
On the horse. Okay.
Yes, on the horse.
How do you do the little click thing to
You
in
just
D20?
you just
And
hold your
hold.
mouse. You click the left click and hold.
Oh,
So then for casting the spell, that's wisdom?
For
For casting
Ray
Ray
of
of
Frost.
Ray of Frost. So it's a ranged spell attack. So it would be a D20 roll plus your wisdom modifier as a, well, I'm not sure what the arcane trickster uses as a relevant
I think it's
spell.
intelligence.
I think it's
I
8.
am looking that up really quick.
Yeah, so all of your ranged attack rolls are going to be based off the same ability, and I think it's intelligence.
Oh.
He is
Well,
just
there's
realized
no
he gave
going back
himself a
now.
poor intelligence score.
My intelligence, but I'm Spit's not that smart. So that'll be a -1 on my roll.
Plus your proficiency bonus, so you get
Plus my
3.
proficiency bonus,
Yeah.
a total of +2. Here we go.
All right, we can work on rebuilding a little
I
bit to
love this
be
character
functional
so much.
if you want.
All good.
All right.
Nah, Spit
That's
not
fine.
being that smart, we could work with.
All right.
So rolled 15 plus 2 is 17.
Yeah, 17 definitely hits the horse.
Yeah. So that inflicts a Gosh, so many things. It inflicts 1d8 of cold damage and causes the creature to have -10 base speed.
Sure. I think it's going to do 2d8 because you're level 5.
Yep.
That's a cantrip, right?
Holy yes!
So at level
Yes.
5, you get 2d8 instead.
It's like Christmas.
Reroll that.
Oh, another.
There, that is a 7 total
A 7.
on 2d8. I should change that then.
All right.
2d8.
After Spit are the bandits, and they will. 2 of them will need to make animal handling checks. One of them succeeds. This bandit is successful in keeping his horse from bucking him off. This horse, however, continues to charge forward, leaving this bandit suspended 5 feet in the air, stuck by unfortunate vines. So I'll set his elevation at +5. So there we go. The other bandits are going to move in because they want to kill you and take your stuff.
Reasonable.
They're going to ride as far as they need to and then dismount.
I suppose it'll be pointless to sense motive, huh?
You can make a sense motive check, but I think you already know what they are.
All right.
They just want to come in for a friendly hug, right?
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, a friendly hug. Yeah, sure. That sounds like a thing. It's not friendly. So that is that. After the bandits is Morty. What are you doing, Morty?
I open my book and I look at Spit. I make eye contact with Spit. I say, this is, yeah. And as I flip open the page, like the hesitancy, and I cast a spell. As I find the page, and I cast Spirit Guardians around, protecting. I'm designated as friendlies, us, Jeffrey, and the horses.
Okay.
I actually don't even know, like what the emblem, what would actually come out, because I've never seen a true emblem or what my deity represents.
You just believe.
I believe that it's happening, and it started happening because is there maybe some insight on that? Because I don't know.
Yeah, make a religion check.
Cool. I'm okay at that. 16.
You notice there's like these you see these like this faint spectral like objects appear. They almost look to be like rose thorns, like on like a big like ethereal rose bush that extends 15 feet around you.
Pink
Cool.
diamond.
Yeah, and then I think I'll stay right there. I'll be like, guys, we can do this. We can do this. I don't want to
Isn't there-
die.
Isn't there a guy right next to you?
Yeah,
Long.
that is my action, and that will be the rest of my turn.
Okay.
Do you get to move? Do you not get to
I
move
am
because you're within 5?
not
Oh,
moving.
the potential of
That means
the thing of opportunity.
Yeah.
the bigger thing is that means there's someone that's not in between him and Jeffrey, and that's the main issue.
Sure. Kiv.
I have a question of curiosity.
Sure.
This bandit right here.
Mhm.
Is he by chance wearing any metal on his person?
What's your passive perception?
12.
He's wearing like studded leather. So there's like there's like metal studs in the leather, but I don't know that it would be enough metal for like a heat metal spell to have an impact. Shocking grasp. I
How
would
about-
give you advantage.
How about shatter?
No, it's not going to have a larger effect on it from Shatter.
Shucks. Okay. Well, I'm going to
But
cast
maybe
Shatter
this
on him anyway.
Okay.
Um,
Where can you ping on the map where you want to cast that 10-foot radius spell?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
So 10 feet is going to be going out to all of these in each direction, right?
Right.
Got it. Okay. I would like to cast it right here.
Sure. So I'm assuming
Doesn't
just
that
out
still
of reach.
hit? Yeah.
I think you mean right here, so you don't murder your friend.
Well, I wanted to hit him.
Yeah, it'll hit him here. So it's gonna
Yeah.
go out 10 feet.
Each
Oh,
of the squares is
10.
5 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Yes. That's
If
what
it
I
goes
would
here,
like
it's
to
gonna
do.
hit Morty. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And that's a dex save or a con save.
That is going to be Constitution save, please.
I have a 10.
Nope. 15 is the spell save, so.
And the horse made it.
Woo horse.
All right, so that is 3d8 thunder damage.
ooh.
9. That's 12 damage.
Oh, I put that on for the Spirit Guardians.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
sorry,
say, yeah.
we can
So
put that
what
back
do
up
spirit guardians do exactly?
before. Nothing
Doesn't
to
hurt
you.
you.
It causes a problem for me as a DM.
Yeah.
Um,
You may put that
Gotcha.
back.
yeah, if you would put it back. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
No
That's why you're doing it. You have murderized a bandit.
First blood.
It's true.
It's true.
See what I can do with a 1? Take that.
Hey, it was a one-hit shot too.
This bandit down here
Mhm.
takes like an object off his belt and throws it in this square
Oh.
right
Oh, dear.
here. And I need
Son of a gun.
Morty and Spit to give me dexterity saving throws.
Run.
Is it not alchemist fire, please?
It's much
Or
worse than
grenade.
that.
13.
Rolled 12 plus Dex plus Prof is 18.
It's not going to be. Are you? Oh, you are because you're a rogue. Yeah. So the DC is a 15. If you failed, you're going to take 28 fire damage, as this is a firebomb that goes off in a 10-foot radius. If you
Does-
succeed, you're going to take 14 fire damage.
Level 5, baby.
I did save with a nat 20 on
Okay.
my Spirit
Nice.
Guardians.
Okay. Cool.
Though I'm almost dead.
Cool. After the bandit captain is Spit again.
Dimitri again.
I'm sorry, Dimitri again. I have it wrong in the thing.
Yeah. All right. So, Al, that hurt.
Yeah. It's
Um,
not good.
So I don't
Dimitri,
want to
you
ask.
didn't need to make that save.
All right. No, but I'm just saying, Al.
Oh, just in general. It's an empathetic owl. I got you.
Yeah, it's an empathetic Al. I don't want to ask about our cart because, yeah, I know it's always a shh about things. But so we have this guy here, this guy here. My guy that's ensnarled up there. How is he able to get freed, or how does it
He
work?
gets a strength save at the end of each turn.
And then does he take damage each turn that he's?
No, the entangling strike is just on the first attack.
But it says while restrained by this spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage. At the
I am a
start of
liar.
each-
It takes it every time on its turn.
Cool.
It's thorny.
Right?
I
It
don't.
is
I don't encounter ensnaring strike often, so that doesn't surprise me that I had it wrong.
Well then, as a Beastmaster Ranger with all these excellent
It's
skills,
true.
what? So if I was to say like attempt to hop on this horse that's right behind me, is that a possibility of a thing, or would that be too many actions?
That would be. I guess that would depend on your handle animal check to
Right.
determine whether it would be part of your movement or if it would be an action to mount your horse.
Okay.
Well, that
And
horse.
if it's not my horse, it might go against me.
It's going to increase the difficulty of the check. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it is worthwhile to note that they were trying not to, that the bandits themselves needed to control whether or not horses were bucking them off as well.
Only because they took damage. Like 2 of the horses were directly attacked. So these are clearly like trained and broken horses.
Well, they were right.
So like they obey orders. You're not sure if they'll obey yours.
Yeah.
That's what
so
a roll is for.
That's what a roll's for. I don't know what I'd do on top of a horse right now because
That's a very good question. I don't either.
Yeah, so that is a good one. All right, so what I will do is I'm actually going to go round 2 with an ensnaring strike. I'm going to. This guy is still at range.
Yep.
From me, so I will take a shot at him while also casting another ensnaring strike if I can still do that since I have spell slots still. All right, so I'll do this. Come on. Delete.
And he's asking about spell slots. Cantrips don't take up spell slots, but do they have like cooldown times?
They don't. No, you can cast them every round if they're a. You can cast them every round because there are none that take more than a round that I can think of.
All right, so a d20 plus dex plus proficiency.
Yep.
20. Let's see. 26.
26 definitely hits. Yes.
Cool. So now I do a d8 of damage. Plus 6 damage total. And then does ensnaring strike, does not do anything. Okay. And
It should do a d6, right? An extra d6 of damage?
It's while restrained at the beginning of it.
So at the beginning of their turn. Sure.
Yeah.
So he does, you said 12 damage? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, so technically that other one, shouldn't he have taken, like this guy, shouldn't he have taken a d6?
He should have, yes.
Do I roll that or do you roll that?
You roll that.
All right, then. I'll roll that d6 right now. It is a 5.
You notice these vines like grow over the newly attacked bandit target. And it does
right
not
here?
look as if he is moving to fight them off. As if maybe
Awesome.
you just murdered his face.
Yes.
Jeez.
Now spit.
Yep. So I like hopped away a little bit, like dancing feet a bit as I was seeing the flames flicker at the ground. And I see Morty just engulfed, and I just go, "No! It's time to fight fire with fire!" So I look straight at the guy who just threw that firebomb, and I cast shoot, I just lost the name. Firebolt,
Sure.
which has 120 foot range.
You are definitely in range.
And the roll, that would be an 11.
11 will not hit, unfortunately. He is
Yep.
a hardier folk than you expected.
So I say, as I watch like he like easily dodged the bolt as it kind of flies over his shoulder, I'm gonna say, "Fool me once, shame on me," and I'm gonna move 1 space over there for my move action.
I like it. That will make it the bandits' turns. So this one is gonna make a strength save and fail. He'll take another d6 of damage. I think that's at the end of his turn or the beginning, Dimitri.
Let me see. It says the target takes 1d6 piercing at the start of each of its turns.
All right, so he'll take a d6 right now,
Okay.
which probably means that's all he does.
He takes 2 damage.
Yeah, he is a bundle of thorns and growth coming from the ground that's just holding him aloft 5 feet off the ground in a strange way.
Creepy.
Time to pile some rocks.
The other bandits will move forward. And one will take an attack on Spit. I have a 17 to hit you, Spit.
It hits.
You'll take 4 slashing damage from a scimitar.
I can see him, right?
You can.
He's in front of me. So since I could see an attacker, I use a reaction to have their damage with uncanny dodge.
Okay.
So what would, in that case, because it's an odd number, do I round
You
up or
round
down? Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be 2.
And then the other one is going to go after Dimitri, and he has a 19 to hit.
So it would
Against
be
your
just my armor class.
Yeah.
And my armor class is 15, so that
Yeah.
hits.
So it hits you for 3 damage.
Okay.
And then this bandit is going to move back and put a little bit of distance between himself and that tiny kobold. After the bandits, Morty.
Oopsie. Oh, I deleted myself. Oh, rough. Oh, man down.
Morty, where'd you go?
Why do I keep
I can't
clicking that?
see you.
Oh, there you go. All right. There you go.
So, Jake, if you put your
Yeah.
on select move instead of the create shape, it'll
Yeah, I
stop
didn't
making
do
those
that.
tiny boxes.
All right, so I'm gonna. Excuse me. I'm going to actually step. Come on. I don't know why apparently there's a trail of boxes following me, but there is. Come on. I cannot move my box with me. Apparently, it doesn't want me to move the box. Ah, perfect.
There you go.
There. And I'm actually gonna, like, as I'm walking, like, I'm so mad. That hurt really bad. Who throws fire at people?
I know.
And like,
I yell from the back.
besides you. And then like I start like trying to like put myself out and like using like almost like healer. I'm using my healer's feature.
Mhm.
I'm like who does that? Like
Sure.
like my like clearly like just being upset. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Yeah. Kiv.
14 back. That was good.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. So you said each square is 5 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, great. Just want to make sure this dude's in range here. Okay, so I'm going to cast Firebolt on this guy.
Mhm.
I yell from the side, you can do it, Kev!
Maybe.
You throw fire too.
Yeah.
And Morty's the only
Flammable.
one who hasn't learned
No.
the tricks yet.
Flammable objects ignite. I don't think he has anything flammable on him. No.
He does not. No.
No. Okay.
I mean, he has some fire bombs, but you're not really sure how those work.
Please don't throw any more of those.
Shucks. I was gonna say if I could ignite some of those bombs on him, that'd be awesome. Okay, so plus 7. That is 26.
26 will hit.
Yay! So 2d10
Chain reaction time.
and
Maybe.
oh gosh, where's my other d10? 10.
10.
Yep.
Sure. You watch as the firebolt like goes into him, and it just kind of like just before it hits him, it erupts, and it looks like he kind of takes some damage, but it doesn't seem like it does all the damage you expected that it would. You get the idea, and you're pretty familiar with this as well because you also are resistant to fire. You get the idea that he has some sort of fire resistance.
Ah.
Okay.
that makes it his turn. He's going to make a wisdom save.
Yep.
And he has, what is his wisdom? Is a 15 on a wisdom save?
That beats it by 1.
Sure. So he takes half then.
He's gonna take 10, 17 down to 8.
Okay. And then he's gonna dismount his horse and come straight
Fight
up
me.
to Morty here.
This is...
Uh oh.
Bye, guys.
As soon as
Yeah,
roll
how
20
does this
starts
work?
responding.
Because we knew that Morty was gonna, take care of us, and now how do we take care of Morty?
It's a good question.
That's a good question.
Like mechanically, we knew that he had the healing thing.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, you should come up with a plan real quick because I think he's about to go down.
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
the thug captain has multi attack and an offhand. So he's got a long sword and a short sword out.
Yeah.
The first long sword strike hits on a 17.
That misses.
Does it really?
You have an 18.
Okay. The second longsword strike definitely misses then. The short sword crits. So that's going to be
That's less good.
yeah, that's going to be 12 damage from
Oh,
the
good thing I
short
healed
sword.
last turn.
Yeah.
And I had to make my
So it's
concentration.
12 piercing.
I am good on my concentration.
Okay.
13.
Cool. And then after the bandit captain is Dimitri.
So I'm looking through Ranger, and at level 5, Ranger gets extra attack.
Yep.
So am I able to make 2 attacks?
You are.
So would I have been able to been shooting my bow twice?
You
or
could have
no?
if you had asked me then.
Dang.
But we have already moved past that.
All right then. Well then. So since this dude is right here,
Mhm.
that means I can make 2 attacks with my short sword against him.
You can, yeah.
Because firing a bow in his face probably wouldn't be as effective.
It's going to be a disadvantage because he's going to try to
Okay.
not let you fire a bow in his face.
Okay. So I will use my short sword to attack him
Mhm.
right there. So that's D20 plus Dex.
Yeah, so short swords are finesse weapons, so you can use strength or dex on them.
Strength or Dex. I will definitely use Dex,
Sure, so it'll be d20 plus your proficiency bonus plus your dex modifier.
which is all right. So 14.
14 hits.
All right. Do I need to roll again for the second attack,
You
or
do,
do I just
yeah.
do? All right. Second attack is 15.
15 also hits.
All right. So now I need to roll 2d6.
Mhm.
So it's d6 plus 4,
Twice.
I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So I do 12 damage to him total.
He dies in front of you. You cut him badly twice. After Dimitri is spit.
That's right. So I am like flabbergasted at the bandit that just whacked me in the face, but I definitely can't forget my burning friend, formerly burning friend, Morty, and I turn around and notice that this big hulking bandit is now like right next to him. So I intend on using my cunning action to dash.
Okay.
So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure.
Because I have a move speed of 30, and I
Yeah.
could dash is twice movement, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Twice speed. Okay. And then while I was running, can I hold both my rapier and my short sword because they're both one-handed weapons?
Yep.
Okay. Then so while I was dashing, I like dual unsheathed
Mhm.
my weapons, and I'm
Right.
like, "Don't you hurt my friend!"
Right. So you'll only be able to attack with one of them right now because using an offhand weapon to attack is a bonus action. And
Gotcha.
you've already used that on your dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I will go ahead and attack with my rapier,
Mhm.
and because the enemy is engaged with an ally who's 5 feet away,
You'll
I
your
get a sneak attack.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Is that just still the one roll of a 1d20?
You get advantage. Or no, it's just the one roll. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And so because it's a finesse attack, I'm going to be using my dex.
Mhm.
And then it's just the dex. I don't use proficiency. Or wait, no, I do use proficiency
You do,
because I'm
yeah.
proficient
Yep.
in the weapon. Okay. That would be another 13.
Yeah, 13 is gonna miss again, unfortunately. Then the bandits will go. This one's gonna sprint up 30 feet and then pull out his light crossbow and try to shoot Morty.
Yep.
And has a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
It's a shame that
For-
horse is in the way. Goodness.
He's got you for 10 damage.
Not looking good.
Are you down?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm living.
This other bandit on the
made
horse
the
down
same.
here is going to take a shot at Dimitri and will hit on a 21 for 6 damage.
Okay.
And then 3 of the horses have fled. They are not excited to be here in the heat of this terrible battle, and they will flee 60 feet themselves.
Bye. So we don't care about those horses.
We do care about those horses. We want the horses.
I know we do.
It's true.
So Jeffrey
Well,
can live his life without needing to pull the cart.
We definitely want you to be alive, Morty. That's what
Yeah,
we
that's
want.
more important right now.
I'm very. I need to figure that out right now.
It is
You
your
need to-
turn to figure out that whole staying alive situation, Morty.
You should run.
He would get an attack of opportunity or whatever it's called.
Unless
He
you-
can
you
disengage.
Yeah, I'm at 2 out of
Oh.
38, so disengaging doesn't sound like a good option at the moment because that's an action, and I need healing because if one more errant shot hits me, I am down, and I don't know how y'all gonna heal me. So I think I have to stay here for the moment. Actually,
I do have potions and an herbalism kit.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get behind the guy, like kind of like pan around him, but put the horse that's next to me. So the guy can't shoot me again. Ideally, can't shoot me again unless
Sure,
he's
so
a real
you'll
jerk.
get +5 to your AC against that bandit because you are taking cover behind a horse.
With that in mind, I'm going to use a spell, cast Cure Wounds on myself
Sure.
because I'm bleeding out of everywhere.
Yeah, I believe it. You have
I
several
got-
new holes in your body.
I didn't know it was possible, honestly. Let's see here. That was 14 back.
Cool.
Thank you, dice. Not messing me up today.
So because he stayed constantly within 5 feet of him,
He did not.
didn't.
Provoke, yeah. He never
I
left.
played a real bad game.
He never left the enemy's threatened squares. Is
Gotcha.
How it works. After Morty is Kiv.
Okay. I should probably run up and help do some things. Okay, so I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30. I'll move there.
Mhm.
And then I am I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt at this duder here.
Okay.
Okay, so that is +7. That's 25.
25 hits. Like a lot.
Jeez.
Okadoka. That's 1d12.
We always knew you were a better magician than me.
Let's see. If I would like to cast a spell higher, should I announce that before I roll or before I roll damage?
You should announce it before you roll. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I'll just do regular this time. So 1d12. 10.
Cool. After Kiv is the bandit captain. He puts his short sword away and focuses his longsword attacks.
Can I
If
get
it
my
is his
wisdom save?
turn, then he immediately takes more damage from my witch bolt.
I think that's if you
Wisdom save.
use an action.
It says at the start of my following
Yeah,
turns.
you can
Okay,
opt to use your action to deal more damage.
got it. Okay, never mind.
He does need to make a wisdom save first, and he does make his wisdom save
I hate
against
it.
Spirit Guardians.
Oh my god, the damage is ridiculous too. 20 down to 10.
Bummer.
I can't grab the square for whatever reason.
Roll20 is having trouble tonight.
Well, 20 doesn't want to play fair today.
So this bandit captain is going to put his short sword away. He grabs his long sword with two hands and goes after Spit twice.
No.
I have a 21 to hit you, Spit, and a 13.
Hits miss.
All right, so the long sword is going to deal 9 points of slashing damage.
Cool. And because I see him, I react and have that.
Okay.
Down to 4.
Nice.
After the captain is Dimitri.
All right. So,
We're over here.
I know you're over there. So
Just taking his time.
if since I do have extra attack, I can fire my bow twice.
That's correct.
Can I target two different targets?
You can, yeah.
All right. And does ensnaring strike just restrain the person, so that means they can't do any actions?
Yeah, they're of the restrained condition, which means their movement is 0. Attacks against them are at advantage, and attacks from them are at disadvantage.
Ensnare the guy. Ensnare the guy.
Yeah. So first, I'm going to make my move, so I can move 25. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Mhm.
All right. So I will do 2 ranged attacks. I will do the first one after. So if I cast Ensnaring Strike, it only goes for 1 attack.
Just for
correct?
the next attack that hits. Yeah.
the next attack that hits.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going. Oh, if I miss, will I hit Spit?
That depends on how badly you miss by.
All right then. I'm going to attack the captain with my first one. So that is a d20 plus my dex.
Mhm.
So pretty much d20 plus 7. So let's see what happens. Is that a 1? That's a 1. So
Do
You're
we have
halfling.
bennies? We've got
You're
bennies, right? We've
halfling.
got bennies.
You're
Oh,
you're
I-
halfling.
Yeah.
I
Roll
am
the
halfway.
lucky.
He's got
Yeah.
he's got halfling luck.
All right, reroll.
Come on.
19. So
Boom.
That's better.
20,
Instantly
26.
pays off.
Instantly pays off being short.
You are successful.
All right. So now I need to do 1d8, 9 damage to him.
9,
Yes.
and he has a 19 on his strength saving throw.
Okay.
So my guess is he's not going to be ensnared.
Let's see. So yeah, because my spell save is 14.
Yeah.
So he is not. So I will then take my second shot at the captain as well.
Okay.
So let's see. Nat 20
Sure.
Yeah, did it!
So you're gonna roll
Plus-
your. So what you'll do then is your damage is a D8, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be 8 plus another D8 plus your Dex modifier.
All right. So 2d8 plus Dex mod.
So when I run for this setting, the first die roll on a crit is automatically maximized.
Okay.
So your first die roll is an 8, and then your
Okay.
second
Wow.
die roll will be the result of the D8.
God, I like that.
That also happens against you.
I don't like that.
All right. I rolled a 1, but if I get my Dex modifier, that's +4, so that's
Sure.
5.
So 5 and 8 is 13.
Yes. And I'm losing arrows left and right.
Yep. He is not looking super, but he is still up. Spit.
So, does sneak attack only works if I'm disengaged from
No.
the... Oh, so even though I'm still engaged and now I have both weapons in hand, I could still hit him
Yep.
both... Oh no, it's once per turn.
Once per
One
turn,
sneak
yeah.
attack, right? Yep. So, do I attack with both at the same time or one at a time?
One. I mean, you can make the rolls at the same time, but they're two separate rolls.
Okay. Yep. No, that makes sense. All right. So I'll just roll my dice one at a time. I'll be attacking first with my rapier, and then if I need to, I will attack with the short sword.
Big.
All right. Nat 20!
Perfect.
After all these misses!
So what that means is how many d6s do you get for sneak attack?
So sneak attack at level 5 is 3d6 plus my damage of 1d8.
So that's going to be 26 plus all of those dice again.
No way!
Yeah. You better hope I don't crit you with guiding bolts later on in this campaign.
Oh my god.
Well, no, that's the good part, because that's why I'm a grave cleric.
That is 15 plus the 26.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Holy
He's very dead.
moly.
Fight fire with stabbing.
Yeah, he is bleedy a lot. He's mostly bleedy at this point.
He's mostly
So
bleeding.
can I as my second action, because I haven't taken my other action, can I take my short sword, glare at the bandit that's just west of us, and like shove it into the bandit captain?
You
cold.
can. What I need you to do beforehand, though,
Ooh.
is I need you and Morty to make dexterity saving throws.
No, the
Because it
boss.
looks like the reason he put his offhand away was to draw a second firebomb. And it was in his
Worse.
hand when he died.
You sneaky, sneaky guy.
But if Spit puts the sword into his head, then that means his limbs are going to clench down, so it'll keep the pin in.
It looks like the pin was already pulled, unfortunately.
Everyone starts
shit.
searching for the pin. Where's my
So the saving
investigation?
throw, so it'll be dexterity, and I'm proficient at dexterity, so there's that. And that is 12 plus a 6, which is an 18 for me.
18 saves. Morty, what did you...
Oh,
what did you
15.
get?
15 even.
15 saves.
I
You guys
needed
each
that.
take 14 fire damage from this firebomb that has erupted upon killing this bandit captain.
An emotional roller coaster right now.
So I imagine there's this miniaturized fireball that goes off behind you while you're glaring at this other bandit as you
Yeah.
like stab your short sword through him. And for a second, the bandit you glare at is like, "Oh, geez, oh no!" And then this fireball goes off in your lap, and he's like, "Oh, I'm fine. Like these clumsy idiots, it'll be fine."
Does like the fire go off and he's just still standing there like,
Like I imagine there's a big spark behind him, and he's like smoking a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like the cartoonish
yeah,
blast
just like
in the face.
Yeah. Perfect. So that is spit. The bandits are gonna well, this one's gonna turn around and go after Dimitri, and we'll hit with a 17
17 does hit.
for 4 slashing damage.
Four
And the one
slash.
that is still mounted will levy its crossbow at Kiv, and will probably miss. I have a 12 to hit Kiv.
It just misses, yes.
Sure, I miss Kiv with that crossbow. Morty, is your spirit guardian still up?
It is.
Okay,
It is. It is pulling through.
it's pulling through.
Yeah,
that
I don't-
spectral lawnmower is still cutting grass.
Hasn't done anything.
It did some. It brought
Like-
down,
Like
12
damage.
twice. After the bandits is Morty. Oh, this horse kind of
Which one?
starts ambling toward the mule, and it looks like they're having a little horse party over there. Who knows?
Oh,
And then this one, fear check. This one will flee as well.
No.
After that, Morty, it is your turn.
This just gets bad to worse real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna cast a spell.
sure.
I'm casting Cure Wounds again on myself
Okay.
because I'm dying.
Yeah.
Okay, got 5 hit points back, less than average, but we just gotta digress sometimes.
It's 5 more than
Oh.
you had a minute ago.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I don't know how I feel about the whole situation, to be completely honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, hero play.
Why are you running to the battle?
Because everyone,
No, he's running to the horse.
I'm actually more so
terrible
running. I'll be
idea.
honest. I'm kind of going to the horse, like trying to be like, I'm dying, and
Jeffrey,
Prop
help
yourself
me.
up with the horse.
I'm just like, oh my god, and I'm gonna get probably kicked in the head, and like I'm just out. Like that's what's good. That's the ultimate. But yeah, the spiritual. Oh, got it. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Kiv.
Kiv.
All right. I am going to move right here
Mhm.
so that I'm flanking. And I'm going to smack the back of this guy's head with a mace
Okay.
Ooh.
because that's what I do. Gosh. For some reason, do you know what the plus is for a mace?
What? It's always going to
Uh,
be plus your strength.
Yeah, plus strength.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. So
that's the question.
15.
15 hits.
Yay. And I'm going to do 1d6 bludgeoning damage. 3.
Okay.
Just bonk him in the head.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't love it. Captain's dead. Dimitri.
So I'm looking at my sheet and it says I have an attack bonus of +9. Does that just mean my on hit is +9 for longbow?
No, that means the total that you add on your longbow attack rolls is +9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
That's
I
a
just-
product of your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus whatever other bonuses you may have.
Probably range
Probably
stuff.
archery from
Yeah.
your ranger ability.
I think that's what it is. Or from the one of the things from the. Yeah, I think it's what it is. Yeah, because I do have the ranger, the archery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's okay. So I should have been adding more, but I've always been hitting, so it doesn't really
Sure.
matter. All right. So I know I have. Okay, so making an offhand attack is different than making an extra attack.
It is, yeah. So an offhand attack is not going to be, you're not going to add a proficiency bonus. And if you hit, you're not going to add your ability score modifier. There are ways that you can do that if you get the right feats and like fighting styles and stuff. But if you have archery, you don't have them. So,
Right. I definitely do not have them.
yeah.
When does an ability score modifier come into play?
When you attack with a weapon normally, you're going to add an ability score modifier. It's either going to be strength for most weapons, or dexterity for ranged weapons, or finesse weapons, or if you're going to attack with a spell, whatever your relevant spell modifier is. Right.
Gotcha.
For offhand attacks, because the idea is it's a more complicated type of attack, if you don't have special modifiers that allow you to do that, you're not going to be able to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll, and you're not going to be able to add your ability modifier to the damage roll.
Gotcha. So just for the case of the super duper overkill that happened, I would have rolled 3d6 plus 1d8 plus my dex bonus.
Yes, for your first,
Oh, okay.
for your main hand attack, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
All right. And then also at like say if I did want to just shoot my bow in the guy's face that's right beside me,
That would
at
be a
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
So I would just roll the d20 twice and take the worst of the
lower,
two.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to once again pull out my bow. I'm going to cast ensnaring strike once again.
Okay.
So fourth time this.
Just
this
there
level.
there is another bandit, by the way, in
Yeah,
case you
I know.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
Because I'm going to first attack this bandit on the horse, and I'm
Okay.
just going to attack the bandit.
Mhm.
So
That
let me
is
get
still
my-
at disadvantage.
That's still a disadvantage.
Yeah, because this other bandit still doesn't want you to
'Cause there's
shoot his
a
friend
foe.
either.
got it.
Yeah.
All right then. Yep. Let's do it.
Because they're like bros or whatever. They don't want to like,
They're bros.
yeah, they don't want you to kill each other.
Oh, that's a nat one.
So that'll be a reroll because you're a halfling.
So they were both 16. So
Okay.
There you go.
16 plus 9, so that's 25.
Whew.
That'll hit.
Oh, another suspended.
All right. So a
Oh, how
D8.
apropos! Like on both sides of the road too.
Just two bundles
I
of people.
I gotta make it symmetrical.
Mhm.
All right. I do 8 damage to him.
Sure. I will
And
say that
then-
it is not symmetrical because he's got a 20 on his. I'm sorry, an 18 on his strength saving throw.
So he still takes 8 damage.
Mhm.
But now I'm actually going to aim my bow at his friend that is just right beside me here, and I'm just going to shoot him in the face with my bow.
Okay. That's a disadvantage. Keep in mind.
Yep. That's a 20 right there, sadly. And that's a 2. So that'd be an 11.
11 will miss, unfortunately. You draw your bow and he like swats at it. He's like, "No, don't do that. That's bad."
Well, I couldn't have swung at with him with my sword, right? Because since I was already using the bow.
You could have.
Oh, I could have. Okay. Yeah.
You should
Ask
already
the
happened.
questions
you should ask
first.
these questions before you do things. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Yep. After Dimitri is spit.
All right. So I think I will come along and actually join in the party that's over here.
Mhm.
Water's warm. Oh, that's my blood. Sorry.
At least it's not pee.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's true.
It's true.
All right. And since that was more than 30 feet, I guess I will use my bonus action to perform the dash to make it the rest of the way.
Sure.
And I will go ahead and attack with my rapier with sneak attack.
Sure.
That's again a nat 20.
That's phenomenal. I will say you don't even need to roll.
Yeah.
Because he has 9 hit points and it's not going to make
Fluxed
a
on him.
difference.
He just did.
Yep.
Yeah. So is that going to be your turn then?
So yeah, and I guess as I stab and the body goes limp, I just peer my head on the other side of Kiv
Mhm.
and do the exact same glare to the
Mhm.
one that just is like pouring through vines, and had successfully gone through, and just give a nod
Sure.
in a mean way.
Just like
Yep.
So this one that you have newly critically killed does not, in fact, have a firebomb on him in his hand. ready to
Fantastic.
Oh,
explode.
thank goodness.
And so he just dies. As you do that, it appears that it has worked because this bandit is not happy and moves. And he charges his horse.
Horse has -10 to base speed.
That's just for one round, though, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah,
All right.
He appears to be fleeing. And then it will be Morty's turn.
Talk
That
to the
horse.
Talk to the horse.
I look at the horse. I don't touch like the butt. I like try to like. I'm also like 3 feet tall, so like I'm like everywhere I could touch potentially could cause problems.
It's true.
So like I guess I tried to do like an alley oop on the cart, like, hey, we're all friends here, and then like I kind of like go for the reach over, and go like, actually, hold on. I like begrudgingly break another ration, and I look at the horse, and I hope the horse looks back at me. Is it looking back at me?
Make an animal handling check.
Okay, cool. I need this horse. 13. Actually, 12. My apologies.
It looks annoyed and spooked because it was just in battle, but it's looking at you and like it's about to charge off.
I handed a ration.
Sure. Yeah, it eats your.
And like,
Carrot?
I don't know
I
if
don't
it, is
know.
there any like reins or anything it has?
Yeah. These are not
I
actually
think what I'm-
bareback horses. They are not
What I'm
that
like the
talented
kind
of
of
bandits.
the kind of idea like hand motion wise is like hand it the ration and like give it the old like
Yeah.
switcheroo and slowly
It's
grab
definitely
like the
doable.
reins.
Yeah.
Just to like not necessarily chase after the bandit, but like kind of like hold it, and if I can tie it to like Jeffrey, because I know Jeffrey will win that fight, because Jeffrey's sassy and I know he'll win.
Okay.
That's my intended action.
To control the horse.
Control and like kind of tie it to like
Sure.
not
yeah.
to the cart because the cart can't sustain damage, but like
Right.
Jeffrey almost.
Sure.
That's my goal.
Okay. Kiv.
So these other horses off in the distance, do I still even see them?
There are
Or-
two that are still like within your area of influence, I suppose, for lack of a better word. The other ones have like run off in fear.
Sure.
But these two like initially ran off in fear and then just kind of got over it because they're boss
Entrance
bitch
man.
horses. I don't know. They're
Could I dash and then like call to one of the horses to try and get it to come over to me?
you could.
Okay. I'm going to do that. So,
You can get to about here on a dash.
boop. Okay.
And then
There I
give me
am.
an animal handling, and this is going to be a disadvantage because you're not like directly interacting with the horse. You're just shouting at it, essentially.
Shucks.
In Draconic.
I'm at least proficient, so
All right.
hopefully this will be okay. We'll see. Oh, I got a 20 and a 19.
Oh,
Oh, let's go!
24.
fair enough. The horse is not fleeing at the moment. We'll find out if it moves toward you on its turn, but currently it looks okay. Dimitri,
So is this guy still within range? Of my bow.
depends on what you're using.
My bow.
The
Probably.
biggest of bows.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's gonna
you could
be
move
in range of your bow.
closer.
I could move closer, yes.
He's a sentinel.
So
You don't need to, though.
He's a turret.
All right.
Oh yeah,
so
would
I-
moving closer be a benefit based on whatever the slash is?
It's not. You're within
150 to
range. You're within
600,
normal
yeah.
range of the
Oh.
of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So being within range, I guess just finishing it off. Let's since this is what I have delved into right now,
Mhm.
I will attempt to make one of my first attacks at the guy.
At the bandit or the horse?
At the I don't want to scare the other horses by shooting that horse.
Okay. Yeah,
Policy.
it's fine.
Because
I'm not sure that's how horse fear works, but I don't know how horse fear works. So
I don't know either.
I'm not a
but-
horse.
Yeah.
And that's the name of the episode, Horse Sphere.
You don't want to make an example of the one horse by murdering the other one. Yeah. All right.
Correct. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Would that be an intimidation check then on the horses to get them to stay?
No, that's gonna be they will make a check.
Oh, they will
Not
make a
your
check.
Yeah, they will make
Yeah.
a fear check, a morale check,
So-
if you will.
So if they fear that, would they then flee, or if they?
So
Phil.
the one is pretty occupied with Kiv, and the other one is tied to Jeffrey. So the only one that really if you shot the horse, the only one that would be up in the air is this far one in the corner,
Mhm.
and then also
And-
the one you just shot. Probably there would be consequences there, whether that horse ran off or died. Obviously, I don't know what your goal is with these horses at the moment, but if it is to get
Oh
them
yes,
to
that
town,
horse is currently partially damaged.
yeah, if the goal is to get them to town, getting dead horses to town is complicated.
Well, meat.
We'll just feed the horse to the other horses. I mean,
Horses are not
how-
carnivores.
That's how you get
Not
super
with that
horses, right?
attitude.
That's
but
how
if-
you get.
but if-
That's how you get encephalitis in horses is by feeding them to other horses. But
More, we get
We'll
the
move
strongest
on.
horse wins.
so if I kill the bandit, if I kill the bandit on top of it, will that horse stop moving, or will
We'll
it
see.
also flee? We'll
there's
see.
only
All right.
one way to find out.
There's only one way to find it. All right. I'm rolling my d20 plus 9 on this.
Against who? Against who?
Against the dude on top of the
bandit?
horse.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not shooting the horse. All right.
Smart
that's
move.
a 5. So that's a
You
14.
don't incite
14
fear.
hits.
Okay. So I'll roll my d8. I deal 6 damage to the bandit.
Yeah. So he falls off the horse and is very dead.
Okay.
And the horse moves about 10 more feet and stops.
Okay. I then make my move action?
Yeah, so we've killed all the enemies. So I'm gonna go
Right.
ahead and drop initiative. If you want to try to calm down these other two horses, I'm gonna need 2 separate animal handling checks from someone. They don't have
So
to be
do-
the same person, but
So do halflings get handling animal?
you do because
or-
you're
Plague
halfling
lands.
A
outrider.
beast.
You come from the Plaguelands.
Okay, so I will try on. So that means I am proficient in animal handling. So that's actually a +6 and not a +3, which is very nice. All right, so I'll try and let me get back over to d20. I'm going to try, since I just killed his rider, I'm going to try and
Walking
roll
over
for-
slowly
Yeah.
as it's like
The,
trying to figure out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're fit. You are because I imagine Kiv's working on one, Morty's working on the one that's by the cart. Wouldn't it be like I could see the one that's closer to us better, and you could see the one that's further away better?
so
Or,
this guy
I mean,
over here.
Yeah, make the call. Which one do you want to go
Alright.
to? Because I
I'll-
also he asked for 2 checks, and I imagine those checks should not be on from occupied people.
Yeah,
Okay,
I would
then-
say
I like
at this
that.
point it's a distinction without a difference. Both of you need to make a handle animal check, and
Yep.
we'll see
Okay.
how many horses you get out of it.
Because
All
my
right.
hope was I was going to, if we were still in initiative, I would have run up to how horses kind of have that side vision like fish.
Mhm.
And I just kind of start doing cartwheels and stuff like that inside the grass, be like, hey, look over here. The grass
Just
is
their
kind of
ears,
tall.
their ears start
Yeah.
turning. Yeah.
Yeah, the grass is kind of tall, so I'm trying to call attention to it.
I
Just don't
rolled a
death stare
12.
it.
A 12.
A 12.
Okay.
And that's a animal handling is wisdom.
Mhm.
Rolled 17, so 19.
Sure. So you guys managed to acquire these horses.
Super
Oh my
fast.
god, we just commandeered 4 horses.
Yep. And I think that's where we're going to take a short break. We'll take, because we're a little bit late on the break, we'll only take like 5 minutes instead of 10. And then we'll come back and finish up the first episode of In the Red. We'll see everybody in just a little bit. And we're back with more in the red. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
you guys
back.
just managed to defend yourselves against a bandit ambush on the road. They seem to be very interested in murdering your faces off and taking your stuff. But you put an abrupt end to that nonsense. What do you guys want to do? Oh, also
So-
you've acquired 4 horses.
I want to
Can't
loot the
speak light of
bodies.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
So obviously loot the bodies, but my first question is: so I just used 7 of my 20 arrows. Am I able to recover any arrows from the
You
bodies?
can recover half the arrows you've expended, rounded down.
Okay. And
All
then
right.
we can start looting after that. Okay, cool.
All right.
I can only
so,
imagine you're like, you got the clumps of like the vines that are still holding there for some reason. It's like it hasn't like rendered away.
Yeah.
And he just like pulls like an arrow out, like, huh, need that one. And then like the rest of the bodies kind of
Right.
falls apart.
Exactly.
I'd like
Um,
to loot the captain.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sure,
I'm gonna move
yeah.
back over to where I shoved my short sword in the captain's face.
Yeah, so I guess give me one person give me an investigation check for the captain, and then one person give me an investigation check for just kind of like the rest of the schlubs.
Oh.
I have
have
zero,
The non-performing
so-
ones help.
Could I provide guidance to someone?
Okay.
Did we all
I-
just say we want to help each other, and then
Well,
nobody wants
wait,
to roll?
I'll roll, but I have only 0. I don't have any pluses, so if someone has
Investigation
something
is a minus
better,
1 for me.
I've
Okay.
got a +5 on investigation.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So my little thing is I can add a D4 to somebody's roll. That's what because I do not have proficiency in investigation. So that's what I was willing to help for somebody with.
Yeah.
If you would give that to me, I will roll.
Okay, go for it.
All right,
Okay,
and I
I'll-
will help. And I will help Dimitri, who's way all the way over here.
Are you proficient
Um,
in investigation?
Me?
Oh,
To assist to use the help action, you have to be proficient.
Oh, never mind.
I rolled a 15.
Sure. Yep.
I'll roll
On
for
the
the captain.
on the captain or the rest of the bandits.
I want to see what the other roll is first.
Well, what?
That's
no,
not
no,
how
no,
it
no.
works.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not how it
that's
works.
not how
Who
it
is rolling
works.
for who?
I was gonna roll for the captain if it
Okay.
Yeah.
matters.
Yes.
And I'll add a D4 to your roll, Danny.
Okay, 20.
Okay, cool.
Boom! Yahtzee!
Fire bombs.
So on the rest of the bandits, you guys find a total of 4 scimitars, 4 light crossbows, 90 crossbow bolts, and like 12 gold.
Oh, we're getting there, boys. And
0.1% of the way there.
On the bandit captain, you find 30 gold,
Ooh.
a long sword, a short sword,
We knew about those.
a heavy crossbow, and 2 of these fire bombs that you're not none of you are proficient with.
Nope.
So that could be fun. And you're not really sure like what goes into them or how they work, but you've seen their effects and it seems rough. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 fire bombs because if they blow up, I'm at least resistant to fire.
Okay.
So we have
And the gold.
42.
Yeah.
throw
And
everything in
the
the back of the cart too.
Yeah,
That's
Rogue
our
wants
stuff
to
right
take
now.
the gold for sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of this gold so far.
You
So
also notice
42.
on all 4 of the bandits. I'm sorry, all there were 5
There was like
bandits.
6. Yeah.
Were there 6? There were 6. Yes.
3,
So-
1, 2, and 1. Yep.
So it's instead of 12 gold, it is 18 gold.
18.
Oh, it's
And
getting
then
better.
Instead of 4 scimitars and 4 light crossbows, it's 6 and 6 with 100 bolts.
No sugar.
all right.
You also find 6 armbands that are clearly of this bandit organization. And on the captain, you see a similar armband, but it's got like extra chevrons on it, clearly identifying him as a higher rank in this organization.
Do we know-
Is this bandit organization like a roguish organization? Would I recognize some of this stuff?
Make a history check.
History, not gonna be good.
Can I assist him?
Are you
You're
proficient?
good at history?
I am proficient in history.
Then yeah.
I'm gonna, of course, slam out, like, take that stuff.
Wait, would it be better for him to have rolled then, or is it because I'm a rogue and I'm trying to figure it out?
It's because you asked the question, so you get the roll.
Dang. That'll be a 10. Rolled
And that was
11
with
minus
advantage?
1. Yes, with advantage.
You don't get the idea that this was like a thieves guild. It was more of like a mercenary organization.
Makes
So
sense.
like, they're not mostly rogues, but like some of them may have been. You're not sure.
These guys are bad guys. Or independently neutral bad guys.
Independently neutral bad guys.
Are we able to like take any of their armor, loot their pockets anymore? Because I know we found
This
weapons,
is the looting.
but
Yeah, so you really wrecked their armor
okay.
with all of your arrows and stabbing.
You specifically.
Me
There were,
specifically.
like the bandit captain had pretty nice armor, and then it got cut to pieces by a pretty aggressive critical strike with a sneak attack.
And then one
it's
through the head.
really- yeah, it's really no longer functional as armor. You could take it for scraps, but your estimation is that you would get like silver pieces for like the leather scraps rather than like
Electrum.
gold.
Can we then use this like? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask if the horses had any packs or anything like on them.
Make an insight check.
Can I assist her? I am proficient. Or no?
Yeah.
So
Go for
that
it.
means I roll twice.
Advantage. Yep.
13.
They do not have like packs, which strikes you as odd because clearly they have to have stuff and a camp somewhere in order to launch these raids.
Okay.
So, would I be able to? So, some of these folks came in again from the brush, and so they were hiding in there. Can I see if there was anything going on in this forest down here, like through perceiving of sorts? All right. With the modifier 19.
You don't see anything in the like small group of trees.
Nice.
It strikes you as
Oh.
possibly relevant that when the bandit that came out of the trees tried to flee, he tried to flee by going due north. So presumably wherever their like campsite is set up, it's probably to the north.
Gotcha. Because there was that one that wanted to just go straight up.
So I know that our lovely our job damaging all their armor and stuff like that. Would we be able to use those scraps to say reinforce our wagon wheel that has taken damage?
Probably.
Nice.
That's a good idea. That's definitely something
You are
that
the
you
carpenter.
could try to do. That would be an intelligence check. I suppose with your makeshift carpentry skills, you could get half your proficiency bonus as well.
Okay, so intelligence is +2 with half rounded down, so that'd be.
Would it be
+3.
worthwhile for me, Dimitri, to come by and just spit on things?
Yeah, because I was thinking we could just like take the scraps of leather and things, wrap it around some more, and then have you spit on it.
That's
When
right.
you look at the wheel that has the spit rope on it, you notice that like when the firebomb went off, like all of the rope is like blackened and hard around where the spoke broke. Like it seems much stronger than it was before, as if like the fire has like reinforced this spit glue, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
All right. Then I would love to just take the scraps of stuff and put it into my pack or into the back of the cart.
Mhm.
So all the scrap so that we can use it as repair items
Mhm.
later.
So you're gonna take obviously the money, the weapons, the scraps as like, just like extra scrap for later.
Yep.
The armbands, are you taking those?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take the armbands.
And then what are you doing with the bodies?
Throwing them into the brush.
All right.
So I was well,
Do it. Do it.
so Spit's really upset at how much how much they really made us like they did a number on us,
Mhm.
and especially on one of my best friends. And I know I shoved my sword into their leader's head. And I was wondering if we should take that head as a memento.
Man, stone cold over here.
Sorry, you told me to finish my statement, and I
Love
was
it.
exercising morality in my head.
So
I can't answer
Oh.
that question for you. Would you like to take the bandit leader's head as a memento?
I look around and I see all the piles of stones that were around here. And I just shake my head and join everyone in bringing the bodies over.
Mhm.
But I do take a moment to pile a whole bunch of rocks, like right over here, not even by the road. They don't deserve to be by the road. But I pile the rocks, and gosh darn, you're sure that I will spit on those rocks.
All right. Perfect. You have made your own memento to the not unsuccessful raid that occurred against you. Congratulations.
I would like to, as we're starting to get those bodies over there,
Mhm.
at the very end, I'm gonna like mumble something to myself, something that I feel is right, something in the regards to like resting easy. You know, the world
Okay.
is like the world's done. Like the world needs you no more, but like not in like the weird way, but like your suffering is over.
Yeah, the job's done.
Because it felt right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What?
Do we
Go ahead.
have an opportunity to like? I know the horses are calm, but I want to make sure they're still with us. Do we need to do anything to like caravan them with us, or
I'm
they?
assuming you've tied them to the cart.
That's what I
Um,
figured we did, but I wasn't sure if you were
Yeah.
gonna make us roll for it.
No, I mean, I feel like lashing a horse to a thing is a pretty standard thing in a fantasy setting where the main mode of transportation is horse. So I feel like anybody can pretty much like, if you can ride a horse, you know how to tie it off to a thing, right? So I think you're probably pretty okay there.
Cool.
Can we just take a
Alright.
moment to be so happy that we now have our own riding horses, and on top of that, we also have a way to make Jeffrey have an easier life.
It's true.
It's win-win.
It's win-win. These
I
horses
just
don't
hope
have names.
Jeffrey doesn't get jealous.
No. Jeffrey's getting pampered.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like, this is less work for me, thanks.
Yeah. He's more along for the ride now.
So yeah, but yes, I don't know if we answered, but yes, we are taking the bracelets. Yes.
The armbands, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What what do you want to do? I mean,
We now have a sense to that folks were trying to retreat back to a campsite, and that can't be too far away, especially by horse. I kind of really want to get revenge over what was happening, but I don't know how you guys feel.
I'm bleeding from places. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
Still.
Okay.
But I agree that there needs to be, because if people not resolution, or there needs to be resolution because bandits in this kind of area means anyone that's traveling through is going to cause problems because they are going to come down this area. They're going to get firebombed. That really hurt.
But he said that the armed bands were more from like a mercenary group, not from like a bandit group. So if they were mercenaries,
let me restate that a bit. By mercenary, I mean like not specific. Like you should not think of this as a group of rogues, right?
Right.
Like these are like highwaymen. They're not like an organized syndicate in cities.
okay.
Yeah. So like,
It's just kind of like showing that they're part of a group more than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that it was pretty much the troop that was there, all hands on deck, trying to take advantage of poor little old us. But little did they know. And if they were trying to go back, I mean, you could lay in the cart and like pat yourself down if you want, while we like make our way north.
Yeah, I feel like going to that encampment is probably the nearest thing to find a spot to rest.
Yeah.
But then also more loot and revenge because
Revenge.
we'll want that.
Is there anyone that's is there, I don't know, maybe to Brian, like, so we have this map.
Mhm.
Is there any way that we could actively update it, like almost for our view and maybe further out for like the viewer's view? Like,
the answer is
Oh.
yes, and I've already started working on it.
oh, cool. You beat me
Good
to
job,
it,
guys.
because I mean, because what could end up happening is, let's say there's another like 50 guys here, we're just like, no, and it's just like, we just avoid it, but now it's on our map. Cool.
Yeah.
I will.
So I think we should head
I will
north.
give you a map update on your mini map. Don't worry, you will get one.
Excellent. Do we have an opportunity to see like can I perk up to see? Do we see an encampment up north based on where we saw the fleeing merc go?
It's a little bit tricky
is it
because
still-
there's like you're entering a region that has like these odd like ridges, like not quite
Yeah.
like plateaus because they're not that tall, but they're like these, I don't know, it's like 8 or 9 feet like steps right throughout the region, almost like Badlands. And so it's tough to see very far to the north right now. You see a couple of like tiers of this stuff, but from where you're standing currently, you can't really get a good eye on like any like camp.
That is tough because then that would be pretty tough terrain for the cart to be able to go through, wouldn't it?
It looks like there's wide enough places that you can get the cart through. But you don't know like if there's going to be a place to
Oh,
like.
sound kind of cutting out there.
Oh, sorry.
In the most critical time.
Yeah.
It looks like there's wide enough like gaps in these steps to get through, but you're not really sure if you can park anywhere because you can't really see that far. Did I lose you?
That's out.
I feel like I lost you.
The stream is also jumping. Right
I mean,
now.
I do have the observant feat, which means that I'd be able to lip read, but it doesn't work if I only see every 10th frame.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's I'm having a little bit of network trouble.
It's all good. We're almost done.
So you see, there's like wider gaps that you could probably get the cart through pretty well. But in terms of like you're not sure if you'd be able to like park it somewhere or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, you're just not. There's no way to really know without.
Exactly. We'd
exploring.
have to like do that in a town if we really wanted to, but it sounds like the camp is as Kiv said, the closest opportunity for us to be able to, take a breather for a bit. So I think we should
I
go up.
guess speaking of breathers, you do have the option of a short breather. If you guys wanted to take a short rest, you could get some hit points back. Some people would get some abilities back, but if that's not something that you are interested in, that's fine also.
Can they lay in the cart and short rest while others push forward, or is that a whole party situation?
Given the fact that you don't have anything in the cart right now, I will allow you just this once to have some people take a mobile short rest. Only because you are so poor that
We are
there's plenty
so
of room in
poor.
the cart for two
Wait,
people
though.
to short rest.
We have
Let's-
4
let's
horses
not-
now, though.
Yeah, let's not detract from the fact that we now only owe 10,952 gold pieces. Okay,
It's true.
we're making our way.
We're in the money.
Well, we also have, what is this? Scimitars, crossbows, bolts,
Yeah.
and other weapons
Yeah.
that we can
know
just
what the going
Yeah,
rate
don't
of
poke yourself in
bandit,
the cart.
bandit scimitars are as you walk into the stall. Be like, I've got 6 of these.
I'll give you a gold for the lots. Oh, all right.
Right.
Okay.
But I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I think those that want to short rest, I mean, I'd like to with only 13 hit points.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
gonna,
too.
I'm gonna hop on a horse, and you guys do whatever you're gonna do
I'll
on your
also
on your
hop,
cart.
I'll hop on a horse and
But
Will
how
you,
are
though?
you doing?
I will climb onto
How
a
are
horse.
you doing, Morgan?
Well, actually, what I'll do for you, as part of
Is-
my healer ability, well, before you start taking that rest, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I appreciate the work out there, like the helping me. I'm gonna say it in character. That was really scary. I'm really happy that we got through that. You really showed him 1-2. I mean, that was awesome. And
Yeah, I told
like-
you we could do it.
and I start like bandaging up your arm, and to add to the hit points effectively. So you'll get back 8 plus your level, so so plus 5, so 13 hit points right out the top.
So before you do all of that, I will say
Yeah.
that because you have decided to creatively pose this option, I'll let all of you get a short rest in if you do it in shifts, because it's going to take you more than 2 hours to get to the camp.
Oh, okay.
All right, so how does a short rest work?
You can use, so per level, you have a hit die from your class,
Yeah.
and
hit
you can roll
dice.
up to your level in hit dice to gain hit points back.
But we don't, so we roll up to that number, but like whatever we choose not to is like a reserve for later, right?
Yeah, so normally when you take a long rest, you get half your level in hit dice back. Because I use a different system for long rests. Because if you are protected, right, if you're in a town or a tavern, you get your level in hit dice back on a long rest. If you're in like a camp situation that's not secure, you get a quarter of your level in hit dice back on a long rest.
In hit dice. And that's always rounded down.
Yes.
And which is my hit dice? Is that my
It should be whatever you roll for hit points when you level up. So for rangers, I think it's an 8, but it might be a 10.
Oddly enough, I think I'm the weakest one here, and I don't think I took any damage this time.
Wait, did you
That's
take
right.
damage, Dimitri?
yes?
Oh, I'll patch you up too, and I am keeping track of my healing kit.
Okay, cool.
You get 3 plus 4 plus 5, so that's 12 hit points back.
Well, then I probably don't even need to rest at all.
All right. You might get
Alright.
abilities back on a short rest too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I will still roll one of my hit die.
Okay. I'm just gonna
do.
start just bleeding everywhere. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like pushing stuff back into my body. Alright, I got 6.
So would I get some of my spells back then, or is that different?
No, you get spells back on a long rest.
on a long rest. All right, so then I guess I'll just hold my.
Gosh. I've lost you.
Thank you, Morty.
I used I'm the resident healer. That's what's up.
I was debating of taking cure light wounds, but
So that would be a way that you could heal me if I'm down. That
That's
everyone gets health afterwards.
Yep.
well, it was
Okay.
either create infinite amount of food or cure people.
Oh no, keep the food thing.
All right. So we took shifts riding in the bumpy cart with all these leather and weapons all over the place.
Right. Yeah, it's dangerous, but so is adventures. Um, yeah, so you guys managed to. It takes quite a while, so it's getting close to sundown when you start to hear to the north some not ruckus, but clearly there's a camp up there with some folks in it that are having a dinner or some sort of meal.
Sounds good.
Did you want to approach the camp?
Sneakily.
No.
Oh, okay. You want to stealthily approach the
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. What do you
'Cause
want
we
to do
wanna
with this
know.
cart full of horse accoutrements and weapons?
I'm gonna hide it.
Hide it?
Well, I mean, yes.
we're gonna
Are there
hide-
any trees or anything anywhere nearby?
There's some trees nearby. Yeah, give
Yeah,
me
let's-
somebody give me a stealth check to cover the caravan and animals.
I can do that at a +6.
Do
I
it.
have +4.
Anyone proficient and can help?
Not.
Guide you.
All right. Nope.
Am I allowed to guide him on
You can
this?
guide them, yeah.
So you gotta add a D4 to your roll. A 1D4.
How does guide, like, can you just guide all the time?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you
trying
can.
not to be abusive of it. I think that
So it's an action to cast. So if it's
Gotcha.
like a surprise check, he can't really do a guidance because he has to like know that the thing's gonna happen.
Oh.
But like if it's a thing that like you're actively working on over time, he can absolutely guide you.
Gotcha. All right. So D4 rolled a 2, D20 rolled a 17, plus stealth +6.
Mhm.
So that is 25.
Substantial, yeah. So you guys, the cart is nearly invisible
Yeah.
from all of the trees and whatnot. I need one handle animal check to kind of like manage this small parade of beasts to keep them quiet and not like rambunctious while you're gone.
From me again as the stealth guy or from the
No,
party?
that can be from anybody.
So
I-
Morty,
I can do that if need be. I got +5.
yeah, go for it.
and
you
I'll
can help?
assist.
Sure.
Ah.
So advantage, right?
And I'm gonna say because you guided the stealth, you won't be able to guide
Yeah.
the handle animal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like
that
yeah,
makes
it's the
It
yeah,
takes
so
place at the same time. Yeah.
yeah.
16.
Yeah, you feel pretty comfortable that the,
Yeah.
the animals aren't gonna blow your cover.
Yeah.
So you want to stealthily investigate this camp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
right. I
Well
want to
then,
know.
I need stealth checks from you all.
Ooh.
Before we do that, if I was to cast Pass Without Trace, would that help us?
It would give you +10 to your.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
To the
you should-
party or to just him?
To
everyone-
It's him
our
plus
party.
4 people, I think.
Do we have an is the stealth giving us the opportunity to see what is in this, like how many people are in the camp
Yeah.
and other things like that?
So the
Okay.
stealth check is to like essentially do reconnaissance without
Gotcha.
being seen doing reconnaissance.
That's a good point.
Advantage.
So the only way, because the way that I'm reading this is that the only way it can be tracked except by magical means. it'll-
So you can't be tracked in terms of like people can't use a survival check to like track your
See
trail.
where we
But
went
in terms
to,
of
yeah.
like a stealth check versus like a perception check, it gives everybody +10.
Okay, so I will use one of
Is
my
that,
level
is that
2.
one person or is that for the party?
So it says right here for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you,
Oh wow,
including myself.
that's everybody.
So, yeah. So I'm going to use one of my level 2 spell slots. So guys, I've only got one thing left. So, yeah, stealthy time.
+10. Well, glad that I had that +10. 16.
With all pluses, Spit gets 29.
Okay.
I had a natural 20, but I'm rolling with disadvantage because of my armor. So I had a 5 plus 10 plus 2.
Wait,
So
what are you
17.
wearing that's giving you
Scale mail.
disadvantage?
Scale now.
Why?
Because I'm the
17.
tank.
17. Okay. So collectively, you have done fairly well. And you see a campsite.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Mhm.
You guys are kind of like down in the bottom left corner.
Steal more horses.
Wow.
You
big camp.
see quite a few people, as well.
Oh, there's
as,
a ton of them.
Yeah.
So many horses.
Make perception checks.
And this is active perception, not passive?
Correct.
Oh yeah, why would it be passive? Yeah.
I got a 4. I see nothing.
You are overwhelmed by trees and.
Oh my
grass.
god, there's so much stuff.
It's so green here.
So-
21.
21. Okay.
I rolled an 11 plus my perception, include proficient. That would be 19.
19. All right.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Perfect.
Ooh.
So you guys see a handful of folks, possibly a maybe disappointing handful of folks. You see,
No, that's what it's easy for us to overtake them.
Yeah, you see a 3-tier campsite here. I guess let me go to that view.
Mhm.
Leave like a count on it.
Yeah. Ten.
Yike.
Can you physically describe the familial guy? Like, he looks a lot like the person, the captain we killed. Mhm.
Hey Brian, someone in the chat says everyone is muted when you change frames.
Oops. How's that? Is it better?
And can y'all hear us now?
Sounds good on mine now.
Good eye.
I know my mic was muted.
I can only hear one person.
That's peculiar.
Can you hear me? Or not?
If it's one person, it'll be me. Because I'm using
Okay.
desktop audio for all of you, which is strange. It's fixed.
It
now.
was
Perfect.
JD. It's fixed
That's
now.
weird.
Sweet.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So he is kind of a stouter human. He has like a red tint to his skin. He is like 6'7" or 6'8", pretty tall.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah,
A giant.
Big old boy.
big boy. He's I don't know, what kind of descriptions are you looking for? I guess.
Nope, height was all I needed. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. No worries.
I mean, everything else was super helpful, but boy, there's no way I could disguise myself to be his brother.
No, we
some
can
of the-
we can just
some
have
of
a
the- some
bunch
the
of people.
bandits that you've killed were halflings.
Oh. Interesting.
Do I see any sort of, let's call it a cache or maybe a tent or shed or something like that where potentially more fire bombs are stored?
You see a big tent over by what are clearly the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You're not positive what's inside, You can make an insight check.
Okay.
I can assist.
It's just like literally a salt depot, but it's just a bunch of fire bombs.
You're you can assist. You're proficient.
Spit with proficiency and insight will assist.
Okay. 14.
14. Yeah, so it occurs to you that, like, the money you've taken off the bandits is probably, like, walking around money, right? Like, there's probably a cache somewhere. You see these tents that are probably, like, each bandit has their own tent. The big tent is probably, like, the leadership / like, meeting room / where the leaders stay. But it's big enough that there's probably, like, that's where the extra loot is and extra supplies, those kind of things. You do see a couple of, like, coins, like sacks with coins in them on the table next to that big tent. So that's probably, like, the place where they keep stuff. But you don't, like, see inside the tent to know if there are any, like, fire bombs in there.
Okay.
So where are we hiding on the map right now?
You guys are in the bottom left corner. I'm assuming that you found some trees just south of the bottom left corner of the map to hide in.
All right. And you said it's almost nighttime right now?
It's like dusk, yeah.
I say we wait until night and
Mm-hmm.
storm the camp.
We'll come
Blow
up with a
everything up.
plan first.
Yes, we'll make a
that's
plan.
totally what Kiv would say.
Yeah, we'll make a plan to blow everything up.
Sounds good. There's only one way to earn gold, and it's apparently through liberation of the camps.
Liberation of the horses. Hello, that's what we're here
Actually,
for.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, we could just make a horse train at this point, just like walking. Like, we slowly start taking like dust, like nighttime, just like slowly start taking the horses.
Dude, we could
How
sell
much-
those horses. Like, we
can.
get some good money out of that.
This is
Yeah.
why a lot of the people don't care about horses. You see how many horses there are?
Mhm.
It's out of control. Not gonna lie.
That is a lot.
We're
So
gonna
I
steal all their
agree that we will
horses.
wait, but I do want to say that I can make myself look like one of them and wear that armband and see if there might be an opportunity to, gain favorable access inside.
Are there any kobolds among them?
No. Not that you can see.
But I can cast level 1 disguise self.
Okay.
Because so far I've just been cantripping all over myself,
Yeah.
all over the place.
Right. There are several, like, halflings, and there's, like, there's, like, one gnome. So there are, like, it's
Do-
not, like, all humans. So it
Do
doesn't
these
look like
have-
a racial cleansing issue, but,
Do these halflings, or rather, do we recall the race makeup of the bandit crew that assaulted us?
yeah, 3 halflings, a dwarf,
Ugh.
2 humans, and, like, a stouter human. So 3 humans.
Yep. So, do these halflings look significantly different from the way that Dimitri and Morty look?
Are you suggesting that all halflings look the same?
I'm wondering if Plagueland halflings have significant physical features that differentiate themselves from these halflings.
So they do. Typically, Plagueland's halflings are leaner,
Gotcha.
and a bit more lithe than other halflings.
Understood.
Yeah.
So how long is a long rest? Is that like going to sleep overnight,
It's an
or
overnight thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna come
Gosh.
looking if they. I would assume there was a bandit, like they were sent out,
Mhm.
and since they haven't returned, there might be a
Especially the
dispatchment.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a dispatchment of these guys going like. We don't know their sequence, so if this guy is a sibling or is something like that, and they've lost him, hasn't come back, there might be people that leave, and that would significantly weaken their forces. which might be to our advantage. But I know it's probably not going to happen tonight because people are going to sleep. But I'm going to hope they are.
Yeah.
Yep. But I now see where Kiv was saying blowing them up while they sleep is technically an option.
I mean, that's the only option in my mind, but you know, y'all are thinking of I'm game.
All right. Then I'm game with that too. Let's lay low.
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, and can I? Especially since it's getting. I'm very observant, and I can read lips. So, can I see any conversations that are happening, or are they way too far out?
I would say they're probably, I don't know, you're like in the
Yeah.
We're out there.
like the nearest one is like 90 feet to 100 feet away.
And he wouldn't be talking with anyone.
And he's like clearly like keeping watch right now.
Yep.
The ones that are like talking to each other and stuff are over 130 feet away. So I'd say like you probably can't quite, from where you're at, you can't quite make out what they're saying.
Yeah, I turn to the guys and be like, I can't make out what they're saying, and it's a shame that we can't look like them, because one thing I wanted to do was try to disguise myself as one of them, but they'll definitely be concerned if just one person comes back and that one person is not the big guy. So probably entering in while everyone's awake, not a good idea.
It looks like all routes ended back to blowing them up when they're sleeping.
So now this is also like a like, I guess it's a mechanic question. So I have a longbow and it has a range of 150 for normal attacks. Would I be able to snipe people with that longbow?
Yes.
Would they?
Not with everyone awake. Not with everyone awake.
Full alarm goes off.
Yeah, well,
Everyone get behind full cover.
But that is a possibility of a thing that could happen. Like if I
will
really
say
wanted
that
to.
if something is prone, which you would be if you were sleeping, unless you're a horse, because they sleep standing up, I'm told, you would have disadvantage on a ranged attack roll against a prone target. But if like for the ones like keeping watch or whatever, you could probably at least like this one, like this area where these 3 tents are, you could get shots off. Probably at like this ledge where these 3 tents are, you could get shots off as well. On this farthest north ledge, you probably wouldn't have a lot of success. And then obviously you don't have the range to get like into the main area of the camp.
Yeah.
Can I take a look at the fire bombs that I have to try to figure out like how they work, how they're made, what or at least just what's in it?
Yeah, go ahead and make a I guess a general make an investigation check.
Can I assist?
Yes, if you're proficient. Yeah.
I am proficient.
Okay, so I either have 17 or 11, so 17.
Nice.
These are clearly alchemical. You not being an alchemist, you're not really sure, but they're alchemical things. They're made of stuff of alchemy.
Okay.
Typically, that is like some sort of reagents, sometimes found on like monsters or beasts, sometimes like flora, like herbs and those kind of things.
Sure. Okay. So I guess following up from that, is there a way that I can kind of check around this camp to specifically look for, you know, like, so if the chances are higher that there's probably like weapons and things like that or munitions in that larger tent, is there a way I can kind of try to sneak around the edge to try to get a closer look?
The tent has like pretty solid doors.
Oh, okay.
So like it has flaps that like make full doors. It's not like an open
Gotcha.
canopy.
Mm.
So I would say like you could try, but it doesn't look like there's a ton of places for cover on the way, with the exception of the trees that are on the map. You might be able to get around the camp to the backside, but it's a risk, but you can definitely try.
Yeah. So I guess instead of doing that, what is our plan?
Wait until dark.
Yeah,
So we
wait
wait
until
until
dark, and
See
then
how many go to sleep, and I think we take the risk and try to beeline. If we're down on we're in the lower left, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Um,
just put my marker on there just to
Ah,
have an
yes.
idea.
Yeah, like if we can try to find a way, like once most of them are asleep, to kind
Yeah.
of sneak around to that larger tent. I
Let's
imagine.
watch which tents all the other guys go to.
Yeah. Because I imagine that bonfire, this one, that's like
Mhm.
right by that tent, will probably still be active. There will probably still be guards or something like that hanging out there.
Mhm.
But if we can take them out quietly
Yep.
enough,
Agreed.
I think
and
that
then if we
that's
find
a good
fire
plan.
bombs, then we just blow everything up.
Right. So I think, yeah, knocking out if we're in the lower left, knocking out the one that's kind of diagonal northeast of us, and if we can take out the other one, then great. But then taking cover behind one of the trees and just kind of gradually pushing at that point.
Yeah. I like it.
Okie dokie. Sounds good to me.
Are these trenches going upwards or downwards?
So you are on the lowest level.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like hillocks going up.
Yep.
So you guys are gonna wait for nightfall then, and then
Yeah.
I think so.
try to
Yeah.
try to bum rush. Sure. Okay. So as the evening progresses, some of the bandits go to bed. Actually, these guys.
Sorry, I was just measuring things with my measuring tool.
I see that. And then as like night falls, you wait a few hours and you notice that it looks like there's still 3 bandits standing guard here, here, and here. And then it's tough to know the bandit that looks like the one that that was the captain of the away group appears that it looks like he like takes like short naps and like wakes up every few hours to like check on things. So he's in and out periodically.
He must not get good night's sleep.
Ooh,
As
maybe
Morty looks right at the camera.
All right, so we got one a little bit further up, one a little bit down, and then one over here that's closest to us.
See this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we need to distract any of the groups, I can always use like thaumaturgy or something like that to like snuff out a flame, like snuff out the campfire.
I mean, that's that. Will that draw? Yeah, I'll draw.
What's the weather like right now?
Breezy. There's like I would say it's pretty. There's a pretty stiff wind, coming through the region.
Is it loud?
It's not particularly loud. Not
But you
like
can feel it.
distractingly loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it blowing enough where it's like causing like,
Yeah.
when like
See if Kiv, if you can time the snuff with like a wind blow.
Like a good gust of wind.
Yeah. That way
oh, we're gonna do it.
they're like occupied with trying to get that light back on. And we can, while there's not a lot of light, we probably can try to rustle closer to the camp
Give me
while
one
they're
second.
distracted with
I
it.
think the stream
Go.
crashed.
Let's see here.
Yes, it did.
Oh.
I believe so.
It
I'm
just
still.
did.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
I
showing
watched
it, but it might
crash,
be-
So
Gotcha.
it should be back up in a second.
Yeah, I see it back up on my screen.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. We're back. So you want to try to time snuffing the fire out with a gust of wind?
Yeah, like if we could
That
try
way
to
it makes
time
sense.
this one right here
Mhm.
to go out so that we can start kind of sneaking our way up,
Well, we got to worry
So-
about that dude right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the,
saying. If we snuff this out, goes out, they all start, oh no, I gotta figure this out. And then we can, maybe hide alongside tents and things
like
like
with
that.
trees and stuff like that too. Like we can probably try to sneak up to the tree that's in between us while we're waiting.
Yeah.
You could try to
Um,
make a stealth check.
Yeah. Brian, how often are these breezes happening?
Pretty frequently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is a nat 20 once again.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you guys are trying to get
Dang.
to this tree or the
Yes,
one by
sir.
the horses?
Oh. Can we dash that? Oh, we're not in initiative right now, so we can't just move.
We actually might want to go to the one with the horses so I can be
Yeah.
closer to the flame to
Yes.
do the
I
stuff.
I was just assuming that we needed to take this in steps, but if we're not counting squares yet,
No,
then
we're not.
yeah,
counting squares yet.
horses.
So,
Cool.
yeah, you guys can sprint up to that tree. Are all of you going, or just Kiv and Spit going, or what?
I think we can all go,
Okay,
right?
I rolled a 19 on my roll, so
for stealth.
Yeah,
Oh, I
we
probably
don't
should-
split the party,
Oh, wait.
not right now.
19 plus
Yeah,
4,
right?
so 23.
Do we still the pass without trace though?
No,
Yeah.
that's worn. That's only an hour. That's worn off quite a
Yeah.
bit ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we rested.
I have one more spell.
I have a
but
17 on my
17.
stealth.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
So all four of you get to that tree. I need an animal handling check because you've spooked those horses.
Yeah, let's do it.
And or from all of us.
I can assist
Uh,
someone. I'm
I
proficient.
need 2 separate animal handling
I
checks
have a
because there are
plus
2
six.
horses.
By myself.
I have +6 as well by myself.
Okay, I can assist one of you because I'm just proficient, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Question.
assist whichever of you.
Brian, can I guide myself in this situation, or is this like because it's had happened so quickly? It's a no.
It's because it happened pretty quickly.
Okay. I can do it myself, and then
If you
Andrew,
guys
why don't
had
you
been
take-
like, we want to sneak up and also make sure those horses don't
Oh,
go
sure.
crazy, I'd let you guide yourself. But because you didn't have like a plan for that contingency,
Yeah.
Sure.
it's, like
I'll
a
just
surprise.
roll normal.
Okay, I'll assist Dimitri.
Yeah. Cool. 14 up to a 20.
Okay.
12 up to a 18.
Perfect.
We're stealing these horses too.
Yeah, you
Yep.
managed to sneak up there. I don't know where your other 2 icons are. It looks like I'm
Oh,
missing.
sorry, I pulled it.
Where
Here
you
you
go?
go.
Spit.
There you go. Guys, we have successfully, if we just take these horses, honestly, we're just like rolling in it now.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Just leave with the
Just start
horses.
stealing. Every time we go back, they need to respawn.
I mean,
Please take
look-
more horses.
Look at where all these horses are. They're all just on the ridge. We could even just take all of their horses and be like, bye.
We honestly could just do that and then just ride away.
See ya.
Kiv, I think you were saying you wanted to snuff out the fire, right?
Yes, I would like to use, I guess either thaumaturgy or prestidigitation. I have both to snuff out this flame.
One of them specifically snuffs out fires. I think it's thaumaturgy.
I think so too.
Either way, you
'cause
have
that's-
both of them, so it's fine either way.
Okay.
So yeah, what I do need you to do though is to make an Arcana check, and that's just to like control the spell and the timing of the wind to put the fire out in a subtle way.
Okay. So I don't have any pluses for Arcana, so
That's a
this
bummer.
might be a good time for me to ask about inspirations.
Actually, okay, yeah, you can do that, but I'm proficient in Arcana.
But
Oh,
she
are
has
you?
to make the check because she's casting the spell.
But,
So I
he can
can't
assist? No? Oh.
I'm gonna
Yeah, 'cause
say no because this
Yeah.
is contingent on using somebody else's ability. It's a little bit of a different
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in
and
that
like,
case,
if you weren't like sneaking, he could be like, "Oh, ready now, do it now." But since you guys are trying to be stealthy at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say no because that would probably draw some attention.
okay. So in that case, I should ask about inspirations.
What
How
would
does
you
that?
like to know?
Just like if this is a role that I could potentially use one of those inspirations on.
It is. We have. You have 4 for the month that you
Okay.
can use.
Do they
also
bank?
count as stuff? They do bank. Yeah.
Okay.
They also count as stuff.
You're using a stuff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll and see what
Yeah.
happens,
Mhm.
and then maybe I'll use it. So
Yeah.
Arcana. That's a 7, so I am going to use that.
Okay.
So use 1. Oh, it rolled off the table. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I should re-roll that.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
13.
Okay. You managed to snuff out the fire. The bandit seems confused.
I mean, bandits. How smart can they be?
Who
you know?
knows? He doesn't immediately spot you, but he does call over to the other bandits that are keeping watch. He kind of like signals over to them. And over the course of like a minute or so, they both come over and try to like figure
Yeah.
out what's going on.
So now all these other
fire.
spots are empty, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay.
Steal more of their horses.
You know, I'm kind of dumb and I didn't think about this. I can also cast invisibility.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
TM laughs.
That's a thing that I can do
Yes,
that I
whoops.
forgot about. But I can't do it on all of us though. Like I can only do
No,
plus
just
1
you.
additional for each level higher, so I would only be able to do 2 of us.
Oh.
So well, so here's a question I'm going to pose for us.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to blow up the camp, or do we want to steal a bunch of horses and hit
Why
the
not
road and
both?
sell horses? Oh, do both?
We just, for the next hour of our lives, we start like just walking by, going like,
All right,
like, just,
well,
like pulling the horses. What, are they gonna
Listen.
chase us?
that's fine. If we want to do both, then I will say that I will cast invisibility on myself, and I can go looking around to see if I can find more of those fire bombs
Oh my god, this is gonna be so good.
to
We're
start.
gonna be,
setting
we're gonna
up.
be horse rich. I think is that what they call it nowadays.
Yep.
And, oh,
That
shoot.
is the saying these days, isn't it?
Is
Isn't it, Morty?
the mage one of the ones that are asleep?
You saw him go into the tent. I'm not sure if they're sleeping, but they're in the tent.
So since we are aware that there's a sorcerer, are we running a risk that magic can be detected?
You're always running a risk that magic can be detected.
I was
that's
gonna
a good
say,
point, yeah.
like,
Good point.
nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know, I'm willing to maybe take it up with a mage if he sees me through my invisibility, because I also have
So-
Misty Step, so I can just be like, pooh, bye.
So I was gonna suggest maybe I can go and be invisible with you if you're willing to burn the level. I don't know if that's worth it, but I could also kind of sneakily go around and assist in trying to yank things with my mage hand. I almost said mage paw. Oh boy.
I mean, I can. I can
Do
only
we
do it for
think-
one other person, so decide
How long
who-
does it last?
1 hour.
I think we go out of it when an action occurs, right?
You lose it when you cast a spell or make an attack.
Oh, so if I were to cast mage hand, I all of a sudden, like, I'm in
If
the
you
middle of
cast
it and they go, ooh.
Well, if you cast it before she casts invisibility, you can concentrate on a spell. You just
I'm
can't cast
not
a spell.
good at
I
concentrating.
mean, really, the invisibility would just be to gather up
To
those
search, yeah.
fire bombs,
Yep.
place them, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I'd say you do you. I think you're better at wandering and moseying. I'll just be a detriment because you'll flick your tail, and I would become distracted.
You
yeah,
know, the
please,
best part
this
about
is not
it,
a good
though,
time.
Yeah, I
best
know,
part
I
about
know.
you- That's part of you going invisible, and if there's issues, is we have all the horses, and we can just come like running through the camp and be like, "Come on, let's go!"
I mean, this is true. This is true. Also, Spit, I really appreciate that you're learning your boundaries.
I know. There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah,
That place is never a temple, and the time is never when you want to destroy the
yeah, yeah.
artifacts.
Okay,
Only
yeah.
with
So
statues.
I'll cast invisibility on myself,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna start looking for some fire bombs.
Sure, where are you gonna look?
Man, where am I not gonna look? Uh, so since everybody's kind of gathering around here,
Mhm.
I'm gonna start by kind of heading off this way, you know, towards some of these
Tents.
spots
Empty
around
tents.
here, and then I'll try to make my way up, and get to the
Mhm.
bigger tent.
Sure. So when you look at these tents on the ridge, you see there's like a couple of books and like some like dice here and there, bedrolls. In the four that are on this ridge, there is no one in them. There are small coin pouches in each of them.
The ones that have no one in them, I'm gonna take those coins.
Yeah, you get one. There's only one actually. You find a coin pouch with 3 gold in it.
Okay.
You get to this and you notice that there's a person in that tent. And you're like, oh, not today. I'll see you later.
Yeah, nope, not that one.
And then you get up here. There's 3 gold. There's a pouch with 3 gold in that tent as well.
Oh man, I'm
Can
going
you
far.
make
Okay.
me a stealth check at advantage?
Okay. Dang it! Sorry. One rolled off the table again. So either 12, 16.
Okay. Yeah, you are pretty good. You make it to the upper ridge up here. On this table here is a pouch, like a sack with some gold in it that you can't really like on site count. I guess I should say after about 10 minutes, these guys go back to their original posts.
I was gonna say, while Kiv's doing the things, can I see them talking about anything?
You can, yeah. They're talking about how peculiar it is that fire just arbitrarily went out. And the one guy's like, well, maybe it was the wind. And the other guy's like, it definitely wasn't the wind. That was super weird. I don't know what happened.
It definitely wasn't the wind.
And he's like, they're like, oh, should we wake up Kurg? And they're like, no. Kurt gets upset when you wake him up. Well, it's probably nothing. If something comes up, we'll wake him up. Until then, it's probably nothing.
Do they mumble like anything about Kurg, or do they just say Kurg gets upset?
Just say Kurt gets upset. You get the indication that he's probably like either the mage or the other bandit
Big guy.
captain.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Danny, as you get up to like here, are you gonna like try to take that gold sack or?
I'll wait. I think I'll
That's a
wait
good
until
idea.
we blow some shit up and then I'll
What were
take it in
the-
the chaos.
What were the races of the three that were by the fire?
Human, halfling, human.
And they all have line of sight to each other, like they see each other very easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna like peek in this tent, the big tent?
So when you say that there's the flaps make doors,
Right.
is it a solid door that's sort of like hinged on there, or
No,
is
like
it
it's
like a flap?
flaps that overlap.
Yeah, like a teepee flap.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
like a flap that you would have to get through. You would have to like open it, but it's not like a solid door per se.
So I am going to sneak up. I'm going to go up to it,
Mhm.
and let I'll wait just a few minutes. I'll let the wind blow to see if it opens it, and I can peer through as it, the wind pushes it open.
Just the natural wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wait a little bit and like the flap starts to like blow a little bit, but it's clearly like a double lined flap specifically to like keep the wind out of this tent.
Okay. All right. In that
Good time.
case, so right here in the corner where these meet,
Mhm.
how does that work? Is it like they come up to each other and it's all sealed, or is there like a little spot where I can kind of pull the bottom up and kind of Kilroy it,
So there is a seam going up and down from like the top to the bottom, but it doesn't look like there's any like kind of fly or anything underneath it. So you could like lift up the tent and like peek in, because there's not like a floor to it. It looks like there's floor like a board like boards on the ground.
Yeah, I'll try and do that
Sure. Can you make me
Just-
a
just very-
stealth check at
very
advantage?
slightly. 16.
16. So, you kind of like sneak up to the tent. You get down on all fours. You kind of like start to like grab at the fabric of the tent to like peek underneath it. You like pull it up a little bit, and you can't quite get your head down to see. You pull it up just
My horns get in the way of a lot of things.
sometimes. You pull it up just a little bit more to take a little peek in. And we'll find out what happens next time on In the Red. We'll see you in 2 weeks. That will be May the 14th.
14th.
A fortnight from today for our next episode. And we'll see how this potentially disastrous plan goes off.
Ooh.
This plan is
I think it's going to
foolproof.
go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
It could. Who knows? Thank you guys for hanging out in chat and watching and hopefully enjoying our stream. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I know that like the local
Everyone's on the
providers are
internet.
bogged down. The Roll20 platform is bogged down. Zoom is bogged down. Everything's a mess right now. I appreciate you guys being patient with us. Next week on Wednesday, I will be participating in a week-long streaming program called Jasper's Game Week. Our friends at Mini Terrain Domain are going to be hosting 7 days of streaming, either 5 or 7 days of streaming. It's a big fundraiser for Jasper's Game Day. Jasper's Game Day is a really cool organization that we partner with for the Help Action Coffee program. It provides funding for local crisis and support centers all across the country. You should totally check that out. It'll be fun. There'll be some really big names streaming over there all next week. I know like Satine Phoenix is on the list. I know other people. I don't know. I haven't seen. B. Dave Walters is going to be there. I don't know who else off the top of my head. It'll be a whole thing. Should be fun. Check it out. Other than that, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Hit our website, buy some coffee. Coffee sales are still going. Roasters still going. Hit the Fuzzy Logic website if you're in the Chicago area. Get some gift cards / coupons / I don't know how they're handling that.
Yeah,
at the
we're
moment,
also
but
going to be making some big announcements about how you could potentially interact with us online too.
it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Big announcements coming up from Fuzzy Logic.
Yeah.
And then join us in 2 weeks for the conclusion. Oh yeah, we do have a Patreon. $3 a
Yeah,
month.
before you
gets
go, we talked about inspirations, and we
Yeah.
only get those because of the generous donations that come in through the Patreon.
Yeah.
And that could mean the difference between a 7 and a just as equally successful 13.
Yeah, so that's definitely the $3 tier for each patron at $3 gets this party inspirations that can either be used to re-roll a die or to stumble upon some equipment they need that they don't have on their sheet. There's some other tiers there that are fun. There's an option to like provide a cache of goods for the party as well. Those kinds of things. Hit up the Patreon, check that out. In addition, you at the $3 tier, you'll get the Journal of Kiv Vileblood. That's a thing that we made a Facebook post with the intro one today or yesterday. I don't remember. But every episode there'll be a new entry. So check those out as well. Hopefully you can throw us some cash if it's within your budget. If not, totally get it. It's a weird time. And hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks for In the Red and then Bard's Tale that on the Tuesday beforehand.
Tuesday.